Come on. Come on. They'll tell me I'm live eventually. And we are live! Hi, everybody! I didn't roll out of bed, you just rolled out of bed. Well, that's not true. I've actually been up for, an hour, but I am literally wearing exact same outfit from last night. Let me just real quick fix something. I just need to fix title real quick. Okay. Hey everybody! Ray, good to see you, glad to have you! Morning, Kiko, good to see you, glad to have you. Since this is YouTube, we are contractually obligated to say like, share, and subscribe. Move that like button. Move it now! Thank you, Ray, for all your wonderful linky-to-doo-dahs and comments. Also, I guess no spoilers, seeing as so many of you may have already played this content. This will be my first playthrough. This is the first time I haven't done day and date in a long time, I think. And this also will be the final patch that we do with Lend, who was my main for a long time, or because well, not final patch, but final half patch probably, because we should be doing Elio for 6.x. For the rest of 6.x, because by 6.55 we'll be able to run it on him. But yeah. Easy go, good to glad to have you. Preemptively booped, thank you, Kiko. Hey, good to glad to have you. Brian, good to glad to have you. Tracy, good to see glad to have you. Let me pop you guys out real quick, so I don't have to stare at how many views the video has. Tracy, good to glad to have you. Infinite, good to glad to have you. Wow, actual content, yeah. Sarah, good to glad to have you. Okay, meeting time at work. Looking forward to catching up once it's over. Sounds good, Musico. Goob morning. A goob morning to you too on this mighty fine It's Wednesday, my goobs. Ray. Lady, good to see, glad to have you. Nice to wake up, perfect. Always a good thing. Suddenly seems to seeing a stream notification. Oh. Yes, good to see, glad to have you. Morning, lady. New Manorville relics are so pretty. I have not seen any of them yet, except for V's. I know someone told me that last night, Misigo and possibly some other of you had them during last night, which was our final Endwalker stream. Where we finished 6.0, but I did absolutely manage to like brain block it out. But yeah, so the order of operations today is we're gonna hit on Hildibrand and then we're gonna hit on Mount Rokkon. I have a doctor's appointment at 6, which is 6 hours from now. So, but I also need to drive there and it's about an hour away. So we have about 5-ish hours maybe. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hit on that Hildibrand, and then from there we will continue on to Mount Rokkon, which V will be joining me, and I believe some of you guys would like to as well. I know there was at least one person who asked to in the Discord. In the short term, let us get us onto thy Hildibrand. Where does the Hildibrand actually pick up? Is it Razat Han? I'm gonna teleport there. We'll see. Brave, good to glad to have you. How you doing? No blue? No blue what? Oh, as we established, the main one at the gates are rare field notes. Your main is the one that gets rare field notes to drop. Oh, yeah, totally infinite. Yeah, back in Raz. Okay, cool. Oh, I'm sorry, Sarah. Well, thanks for joining in for the time that you have here. Dude, it's Alex Jones. I mean, Dillian. Oh, pew.
Landriel, eager to resume our investigations. I know I am. Do you recall the scrap of alien starship we recovered? Well, I expect Randhild has employed his unsettling calculative capacity to extrapolate the damage to a greater whole. And he has concluded that the vessel will be incapable of flight without extensive repairs. Our most likely scenario, then, is that some unknown agent made off with the starship wreckage, along with Poo-Poo's acquaintance. Fortunately, I have a fair idea who that unknown agent might be. After all, there's a singularly shadowy cabal with a history of concealing extraterrestrial activities. Actually, let's head over to Kama first. The inspector, the others are staying and dwelling there, and I'd rather not explain myself twice.
Ugh. Rags on the voice. Opposite here would love to currently, but at work. Yeah, I'm sorry that so often my my work day coincides with yours, guys. Glad I got water. don't even remember what I did for Brandy Hill.
This may not be the best time to share my conclusions.
A most terrible development.
Oi, Lendriel, I'm so worried at my Master Poo.
I still can't do a Nashu. I don't know why I have such a hard time with the Cockney. Joy's being retired. Yeah, Tracy. No kidding.
'Tis horribly misfortune, Lendriel. Calamitous, even. Poor Master Poo has fallen gravely ill.
He's so bluish green. More so, I mean.
Could he have caught of cold? I suppose it was quite chilly up there in Garlemald. Poo is an alien. Who knows what extraterrestrial diseases might be ravaging his body?
Nashu's Delight are the best medicine for whatever ails you, as the inspector himself can attest.
Good gods, Nashu. You'll blow our host domicile to pieces. Put them away.
Like Ray Ray. If I may, when I was cloned from the Inspector, certain gaps in my knowledge were patched with supplementary data from the Starship's archives. This information included in the encyclopedic understanding of Master Poo-Poo's physiology, which should be sufficient for me to diagnose his condition.
A Xenoman hybrid mind. That explains the impossible calculations.
That's never gonna get old. I'm so glad that I got gift right away. I have it.
Master Poo is afflicted by a terrible case of the common cold.
Oh!
Gods grant me strength.
As a visitor to Atheris, Master Poo has no prior exposure to our maladies. He is thus particularly susceptible to infection, and more likely to experience severe symptoms. Is this War of the Worlds?
Aha! 'Tis just as I surmised. We must put aside the cause until we have nursed our stricken companion back to health. But even if it is a common cold, isn't there a risk that our medicine do him more harm than good?
They almost certainly would. Based on the results of my analysis, however, I believe I can synthesize an effective remedy. We need but gather the ingredients.
Then ingredients you shall have. So what are we to gather exactly?
Most of what we require can be drawn from Master Poo-Poo's collected samples. Otherwise, there are only two which we lack. The first of these is the liver of a giant tortoise. A suitable organ can be extracted from one of the kachpa, which wander salt winds. Welcome.
Ah, the slaughtering of a monster as opponent. That sounds like a job for Lendriel.
The other material in question, God,
They make it sound like it has the same chipset as like the PS1 with the same like reverb and oh my god, that's really impressive.
The other material in question is a rare fungus known as damp shroom, which I am hoping can be found among the Great Work's extensive stocks of alchemical regions.
Very well. Nashu and Dillion and I will scour the alchemist shelves. Meanwhile, I would ask that you remain here and keep an eye on my ailing patient.
Boy, Inspector Brandahill, you're such an expert on all these things, Thavner.
Oh, I wouldn't say an expert. Simple conclusions from simple observations, nothing more. As I said, I am hoping the alchemists have the damp shroom we need, but it is really quite rare. Once you have the tortoise liver, would you be so kind as to assist the others in procuring the fungus?
Then let's not prolong Master Poo-Poo's suffering a moment longer. Seems we'll have a job to do. Further discussions of the abduction will have to wait.
I don't like them alchemists putting chemicals in the water. They turn the freaking Matangas gay. Oh god. Oh fuck, man. Alex Jones is such a monster, but that is funny. That's where Saltwind's Welcome is. I totally didn't realize that was that region. Okay, so for Hildibrand so far, we've been to the Moon, we've been to Garlemald, we've been to Thavnair. I don't think we've been to Labyrinthos, have we? Maybe we have. I'm starting to remember something, but I don't remember what. So we haven't gone back in time yet and gone to Elpis, which I doubt we'll do. And we haven't gone to Ultimate Thule yet, which I think very well could happen. Gotta love the music in this game. Someone give me a red button, because that was easy. Decoy! Good to see, glad to have you. Oh wait, I can fly now. I got so used to playing on land. Or on Elio.
Your mission was successful, I assume. Ours is ongoing.
Who knew a lab shroom would be so difficult to find? Ah, Landriel. I had every confidence you would bring us a suitable liver. Alas, the dank shroom yet eludes. You heard it here, folks. Hildibrand's looking for that dank shroom. Also, I see a certain Lalafell. The alchemist said the fungus has few applications, so they don't bother to stock it most of the time. Then I put my keen inspector sense to work. Stand back whilst I attune myself with the essence of the day. Oh god, the only thing that can make this more perfect is Hildibrand fucking dabbed.
Damp. The word is damp, and you'll forgive me if I have no faith in your abilities.
'Tis close, my friends, and getting closer and closer even as we speak. I hear you folks are in the market for a damp shroom. I might have some to sell if you're interested.
But how?
We certainly are, my fine fellow. Right then, if you'll give me a moment to retrieve the goods, we can finalize our transaction upon the perfumed rise. Chris, good to see, glad to have you.
Was it genuine clairvoyance or sheer coincidence? I'm not sure anymore. Though in all fairness, when it comes to Inspector Hildibrand's preternatural perception is one of his least baffling talents. In any case, we should hurry to the rise and take the man up on his timely offer.
The writers clearly knew what they're doing. But here's a question. What did it say in Japanese? Because, like, dank being a, like, mimi in English may not translate to Japanese. So the question is, did they use a different word in Japanese that was, like, similarly mimi? And then they had to find a way to, like, play off that and localize it? I'd be fascinated to know. The essence of the dank. Yeah, not suspicious at all. Rad! Good to see, glad to have you. Jackson, good to see, glad to have you. Dank has other means as well, let's remember. Yes, it has specific and real-world meanings that are not just in reference to those dank memes. However, clearly, the writers, especially for Hildibrand Quest, know exactly what they're getting at when they're playing with that, right? You're absolutely correct, though. Our quest for medical components nears its end. Stay strong, Master Poo Poo. Inspector saves the day. Again. Ray, now whenever I see Nashu, I just think of you. And I'm just thinking of you taking a nap. Especially after the Livin' La Vida Gabi with the bombs.
I wonder, does this not strike you as a touch convenient, if not contrived?
I'm not alone. Good to know me. Ah, there you are. Good, good. And here is the damp room as promised. Oh ho ho, glad we offer your assistance. Ah ta ta ta, not so fast. That is still a matter of payment. Of course, of course. And how much do we owe you, my good man? Considering the extreme rarity of the fungus in question, I cannot let it go for less than 1 million gil. Dude, I have that on me.
1 million gil for one measly mushroom. That's outright robbery.
A bargain, I counter. You would pay tenfold my price in the markets. I thought you to do you a kindness in light of your urgent need. But I am more than willing to find another buyer if you wish to spit upon my generosity.
Nashu, how fair we in coin?
We're plumb out, Inspector. Dude, your father's Godbrand. You have unlimited resources. Don't you even...
Ah, then it is prickly prickle. Where are we to obtain sufficient funds at such short notice?
I mean, he's not wrong. I do have that money.
Oh my god, these are all so good! Fuck! Oh my god! They even fucking name drop Return to Oblivion! Wait, is it Return to Oblivion? Oh, that's so good! For those who don't know, Return to Oblivion is the theme from Shiva Fight in Eden. Oh, that's so good. Fuck me. Yeah, of course chose it. I kind of, like, my thing is, like, this is, like, was literally what my response was. So it's, like, I kind of want to do that. But also, I need to know what they say if I say this. I need to know what they say if I say this. I have a bit of a collecting problem. Orchestration rolls, you see.
If that's the way of it, then I shall beg father for the necessary amount. Saving Master Poo-Poo's life is worth every gil.
Oh, I want to know what the others are now.
Give that man nothing!
Gotta love the Radiant Host.
We have you now, deceitful scum. Your swindling days are over.
What did they say, Dest?
Rosette Han City Guard at your service. We received reports of this man's questionable activities and have been keeping a close eye on him ever since. Damshroom is a rare find in the bazaar, to be sure, but only because there's no real demand for it. The price this charlatan quoted you is quite frankly ludicrous. But thanks to your ignorance and poor judge of character, we were able to catch him in the act. As a token of our gratitude, you are welcome to keep the fungus. Assuming you still want it. Yes, very much so. That is very magnanimous of you.
Ah, you think I enjoy tricking fools out of their coin? If that bastard hadn't declared my job redundant, I wouldn't have needed to stoop so low.
He blames a rising star among the merchants' princes for his woes. Van Hoody, I believe his name was, purchased the trading consortium when the man was working, which led to a restructuring of the hierarchy, put a lot of people out of work. Van Hoody, I know that name. Something about an acquisitions deal gone sour. Father was willing to sell him a slice of his Hanish enterprise, I think, but balked when the man offered to buy our family business in its entirety. Truly, there's no telling how deep the coffers of the Van Hoody are, nor do any know the secret of how he amassed such kingly wealth so damnably fast. There are whispers, though, that he solved alchemy's oldest and most legendary of problems, the transmutation of base metal into gold. Unlikely to say the least, but whatever the source of Van Hoody's riches, he shows no reluctance in spending them. He's bought a historic temple to serve as his home, and commissioned a private airship among other extravagant expenditures. Nice for some, eh?
Core, that swindling case had barely started before you solved it, Inspector.
All in a day's work, my dear Nashu. I believe our business upon this scented hill is concluded. Let us hurry the ingredients back to Inspector Brandahill, shall we?
Sounds good, Tracy. Enjoy your dinner. Bio, good to glad to have you.
Just holding fucking his head.
I may have mollified his lordship with the secrets of divine manifestation, but the stench of failure yet clings to me. I must redeem myself in his eyes by crushing my most hated foe.
God, the maniacal villains are always the most fun. You can see the little villains just still chasing after them. Funny to think that orchestration rules are diegetic, I guess. Well, it makes sense, right? That they're, in terms of, if you think about it, they're, the orchestration, machines, right, are diegetic and a part of, like, quests, even. So, it is funny to think, but yeah. It's not even that the roles being diegetic is the funny thing. What's odd, is that the, like, song Return to Oblivion is, right? Good for Hildibrand for not turning his father's money only when, for Hildibrand for only turning to his father's money when all other options are unavailable. Yeah. Totally, Sarah. Rivlight just falls asleep staring up. That's funny. Oh no, Return to Oblivion actually worth 4 times more. Is it right now going for like 4 million infinite? Well, of course they are. They get played on a real orchestra in your house, after all. Yeah. Similarly to Nashu. I like to imagine Hildibrand asked his dad for money. He'd be given MGP instead. I mean, you could convert MGP into money, right? Well, none of that stuff can be sold on the market board, right? Can you even sell it to... Can you even sell any of those items to merchants at all? If not, I guess you can't convert MGP to money. There's gotta be a way, right? Even if it's very inefficient. In which case, are the trial and raid music diegetic too? Yeah, that's the question, right? I feel like there are probably cases where it is diegetic, but more often than not, it is not. Oh, speaking of, is everyone excited for, oh, interesting. Oh, no, okay. I thought for a second that took us all the way over to the Megaduda. Is everybody here excited for FanFest coming up? Anyone have any fun predictions? I know they showed the they showed in the last live letter the trial fight that we're gonna be able to do at FanFest. What's interesting is it looks to be Asura from FF4, and it also looks to be in Thavner. If you look in the background, which also makes sense. Asura being a Thavnarian god actually makes a lot of sense too. My question is, as a trial, is it going to be like a Hildibrand trial for 6.5? Like, it doesn't, based on what if it isn't Thavner, unless it's like the other foot of the Anchorite, Corvos or something. I guess it technically could be Corvosi. I wonder if it's just going to be an extra trial, you know, because usually we got like Memoria Misera, obviously, in Shadowbringers. We didn't have a trial series in this. I mean, we had the Fiends instead. I wonder if we'll get it as like an extra trial connected to a quest of some kind instead. I'll be there. Nice, Chris. I'll be there too. I'm looking forward to meeting some of you guys. 4 million on the market board? Jesus. If it's 4 million, honestly, hey, does anybody want to go farm unsynced EX8? Or EX8, oh my god. EAS. I chose to have it on me answer, but I can't remember if I just skipped the Radiant Host interruption or not now. I think the Radiant Host it probably still happens. I think he probably says a little something different, but maybe not. That'd be a different way to solve it. How are you enjoying Hildy Quest? So far, so good, Brian. I mean, it's Hildibrand. I'm hoping that, as per usual, the major payoff will come in a little bit. Soken is always right around the corner, like the peeping Lala. He knows when we're about to start the trial and starts cracking out bangers just for us. Can't convert MGP to Gale because if you could, there'd be people making videos on how to minimax it. Well, no, I disagree, because the thing is you could absolutely potentially so for instance, imagine that you buy the weapons, right? The glam weapons, and let's say you can sell them to a merchant for 100 gil. The ratio of MGP to gil is so low, it's not worth doing. You could make more gil by doing anything else. So just because you could make some gil does not mean it's an efficient method to make gil. if that makes sense. So my point was less not can you convert MGP into Gil effectively, but can you do it at all? So hyped for FanFest, nice. I choose to believe Susanoo emanates his own boss theme, judging from the fact that the man makes kabuki sounds with every movement. That's fair. You excited, Jackson? Yeah. Still bring in giant triple triad board. I've got it. I haven't made more cards, so I may need to like get out my printer because I don't know I'll have time to 3D print nice cards. So I may just have to print like get heavy cardstock and print a whole bunch off my printer and just use those. But yeah, I definitely could still bring that. What's the drop rate? I have no idea. Okay, this other option was self-fulfilling prophecy. Elio has the orchestration role collecting problem. Fair, fair. I just have a collecting problem. I'm a completionist. I see a little off. Man, they're really putting him in every scene for this one. I've said that there's at least one group of interests that replicate the music they hear all around. They make the orchestration rules. Yeah, there you go. Because like 4 million 8 equals 500k each. It might not be bad if you can get something like 1 per hour or faster. Yeah, yeah, V. Yeah, that's a thought. I would, but too lazy to unlock the normals. Kiko, go unlock Eden normals. Actually, Kiko, if I may ask, we will have people from the community go do them with you. Do them before the next patch. I think it's going to be quite relevant. Super recommend for you to do the normals. Lawless Stalker is even more blatant than usual this patch. Chrissy, gives you glad to have you. And yeah, super. Will be my first FanFest. No idea what to expect to predict. I mean, I have been to many cons. It will be my first Fans Fest that I've actually gone to. Expect, you know, basically what they say to do in the panels, and then on the floor there will be a lot of different stuff, a lot of cool like sets and things that they made, as well as there will be a computer area set up for people to try out the trial dungeon boss, whatever it ends up being. That is effectively seems like a Sora from FF4. Have a good one, Sarah. Thanks for joining in. Well, by me, I mean I'm happy to Eden farming Savage preferred because I need the mount. Yeah, totally, Jackson. I know that I want to farm E8 and E12. I need the triple triad card from E12 still. So E12 as and E8 as. So if people are interested, we'll definitely get that going at some point soon. Inspector Hildibrand tells me you have the liver to go along with his damn shroom. Actually, I want to see what everybody else has to say.
After all that, we paid not a single gil for the damn shroom. The manifestation of such windfalls must be another facet of the inspector's uncannily good fortune.
Your suffering nears its end, Master Papu. If Inspector Brandhill remedies fails, we can always try my explosive cure-all. Expect Vegas to be hot, yeah. Wait, what? The glistening liver of Saltwinds welcomes Kachpa. I thought that said Captcha for a second. A fine specimen, thank you. I will be mixing the ingredients in the starship, so let us convey Master Papoose outside, that we might administer his medicine as soon as it is ready. Right, it's not voice. This should be sufficiently remote. I'll have the craft come to us and we can commence the treatment. I'm not saying I wanted 16 to do something like this, but it's sometimes moments of charm like this, or the fact that anything like this exists at all in 14 that I think, yeah, I missed a little bit.
Pooh, pooh, I feel so much better. I can thank you all well enough.
Like, I wouldn't want tonal, like, whiplash or anything in 16. Don't be different idiosyncrasy. Master Poo-Poo recovered his strength in mere moments. 'Twould seem his power of recuperation are just as advanced as his technology.
I came here for another world. A stranger you've caused no cause to trust. And yet you treated me so kindly. The people of the star are so very welcoming.
Haha, you are a dear friend now, Master Poo Poo. It is our pleasure to help.
Boo, boo.
And it will be my pleasure to harm.
Okay, if he can move this fast, like, he might be the most powerful being of our group.
If not, I'll not fall for the same trick twice.
Brandhild! Oh, hi, Dipple. Dipple just broke down the door. What is this? WarioWare smooth moves? Wait, isn't that a... Yeah. That's a living being. Basketball? To be frank, Hildibrand, you've survived worse.
Impudent worms, taste my full power. Kame.
Oh, please tell me she's about to slam dunk it. That's genuinely kind of moving, actually. Fuck. Fuck yes! Fuck on the Warrior Light be ballin'!
Not again.
Oh my god! Oh my god, it's so dumb, I love it. Yeah, straight up Team Rocket, right, Jackson?
You took the full force of that destructive beam, yet there you stand, somewhat singed but apparently unharmed. I pondered and puzzled over this inexplicable fortitude of yours, and I feel compelled to ask. Are you an alien?
A fine jest, but I assure you, I'm without doubt an Uldan, born Mandeville of terrestrial Eorzean stock. He's Hildibrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire. What more do you need to know?
Where to even begin? But never mind. We have more pressing matters.
Such as locating Master Papu's missing comrade. Tis time we reopen the case of the silent correspondent.
Yes, exactly. And I have a firm theory as to who it was that took the wreckage and its erstwhile pilot. The Sharlians.
Hey, there we go. Now we're going to Charlene.
I'm all but certain they've allied with insidious extraterrestrials, which means they'll be under orders to remove any evidence of alien activity.
I mean, to be fair, he's not entirely wrong that they've allied with extraterrestrials in terms of the Loperates.
I'll wager we'll find what we're looking for in old Sharlian. We need only infiltrate their operations and expose this nefarious conspiracy.
The Charlians can't be bothered to formally ally with foreign nations, much less aliens, and the Loperates don't count! Fucking game's ahead of me. Trust me, they sooner flee the star than attempt to subjugate it! Fuck. Oh, those are actually both really good. The Charlians can't even ally with other nations, let alone aliens. And the Loperates don't count. While Master Dillion's theory does lack supporting facts, we have no other promising leads to pursue at present. Moreover, I understand that the Charlians set the standard for monitoring astronomical and astrological phenomena. Mayhap their experts have been tracking extraterrestrial movements. I've spoken out of turn. Please forgive my presumptuousness. Nay, my friend. I too sense our path points to the Isle of Archons. Pack your bags, everyone. We'll leave for Charlian immediately. Shot fired with the second option. Honestly, shots fired with the first option too. Like, shots fired both ways round, but also, yeah. Oh my god. I almost died last night because I went from emotional Endwalker damage to this. The Warrior of Light is ballin'. I love the scars post-Walker Elio has. Oh my god. I'm probably going to be terrible to trial because I play with MMO mouse and Razer TARDIS. I only touch my keyboard to chat. Well, you know, to be fair, Chris, like, a lot of people play on console who might be there. Or also, remember that you can't have your shortcuts and key bindings set up. So, for instance, for most people, you're going to be dealing with the default. I may, even the day before we go, like, try playing the game on, like, default macros and keybinds and everything, just to try to re-get used to it, because you're going to have to play that way, as far as I remember and know. I was gonna get the boy, but I think he got scared by all my cackling. Warrior of Light Savage. Fortunately, I'm so sorry about this. I just dozed off personally, yeah. I just said something to my nieces and I was using your accent for Hildy. Beautiful. I'm spreading, lady. My calculations may have failed me, but my companions did not. 'Twas your quick thinking that saw the villain laid low, with tremendous flourish, no less.
Boo, boo! Bundyhill told me you all went in search of ingredients for my medicine. I'm so very grateful.
Time has come, Elio. Charlian has beaten the heart of this conspiracy, and I won't let them hide their machinations any longer.
Nice teamwork, Landriel. From what I've told, they give you a couple minutes to set up the bar, so taking pictures of you set up on the phone and bring with you. Oh, okay, cool. I wonder if that will hold true with how many people are going to be there this time compared to the past, but it may be that they'll have enough space that they'll have enough computers to do so. But yeah, definitely can't hurt to take a picture of the bar. So are we going to find out that Hildibrand is actually part alien in some way? Or at the very least, some sort of, well, elegant copy of Hildibrand, seeing as he was sent to the moon a long time ago?
Nah,
No, it's not gonna be like that. But honestly, anything's possible. Charlian awaits. We need only charter a suitable vessel. Of course, but does not the city lie many days' sail to the north? Ooh, hey, many. I know that's ambiguous, but they didn't say like a month or many months or many. So it is, you know, days travel by ship from here. Is there no swifter means of reaching our destination? Well, I have a couple methods. We could use the Aetherite over in. Oh fuck. Yiddelmod? So this experimental Aetherite will allow us to teleport thither, even absent attunement. Splendid. And we shall avail ourselves of the technological marvel forthwith. Did I get it right? Yeah, I got it right! Yes! Fucking, I always forget Yiddelmod's name. Can I just travel into no? I was curious if you click on this Aetherite, if you could just teleport to Charlian. Emelian and Mama Manderville joining forces. God help us all. Truly. Black Flame, good to go to have you. Foreign character would be to find Hildibrand as actually absolutely normal human with no connections to extraterrestrials whatsoever. Honestly, you're right, Infinite. You are out. Yeah. This is Hildy. Anything is possible, truly. I hope they're all going to be Aether-sick.
Oh, when you've traveled the cosmos as much as I have, teleportation is not the least bit disconcerting.
How severe is your Aether sickness, Master Poo-Poo?
Oh gods, save me. Putting fluoride in the Aetherite.
I hope Delion wasn't too attached to his dinner. So, this is the city of learning. A sophisticated gentleman should feel right at home here.
Oh, how are you all not sick? Sick to your stomachs?
Experimental Aetherites make travel exponentially more fun.
Sometimes I feel as though I'm the only normal person in this group of eccentrics. But this is not the time to succumb to nausea. Not here in the belly of the beast. Rumor has it the Charlian secret agents travel the star in search of specimens, which they collect and bring home in service to confidential research projects. Said project is conducted in a huge underground military facility. If we're to find answers, then that's where we need to look.
I mean, in his defense, there was a conspiracy, and Labyrinthos was a giant underground facility meant for collecting specimens from all around the star to be able to transport in a spaceship to other planets. Like, the details of this, of the reality matter here, but he's not exactly wrong. The main thing that he's wrong about is also the nefariousness of it, right? Oh, fuck, God, they're constantly giving me double good answers. Labyrinthos is not a military facility, literally, what, like... this is too good. Labyrinthos, not a military facility. Do you mean gleaners? I say this Labyrinthos sounds promising. I say we head down there and make inquiries about the whereabouts of our missing alien friends. We simply take a lift from the Hall of Artifice, yes? And let us be on our way. Wait, how did he know that? Okay, you know what? It's fine. Look at the other side of the steps. That... He's Aether... Okay, so when do we get the fucking throwing up emote? Okay, guys, it's really important that we all go to the forums and or make sure that we make it known, like, next live letter in the chat, just repeat throw up emote, throw up emote, throw up emote, throw up emote, barf emote. Yeah, it's up. We got to make it happen. If we make them know that we want it, they'll do it. Oh, that's so good. Thank you for pointing that out, Black Flame. Yeah, here's what I'll say. If I'm about to miss something, totally point it out. If I haven't got there yet, that's when I like, you know, no spoilers. Wasting, good to see you, glad to have you. We did once vomit light. That's true in Shadowbringers. But like, but that clearly was a baked emote that they had for like set up, which means that they would be able to transpose that to other Lalafell characters with relative ease and be able to also reconstruct it. The question is, would the side thing be a part of it, or would it just be like that? But yeah, it's not that no one's ever barfed. It's more that give us the emote, goddammit. Yeah, please. I missed that. Just have an open bar at FanFest and we can barf emote Ira. Preferably not. Next expansion, entire party barfing at last expansion boss. That would be pretty, like, a funny, of a group all just doing this /barf emote. I have coffee. Tim's doing, I'm assuming Tim Hortons is doing camp day today. All proceeds from coffees go to sending underprivileged kids to camp. Oh, that's awesome, lady. I love that shit. As someone who, like, found a lot of joy in a summer camp that I got to go to called Morino Ike, a Concordian language village Japanese learning camp. But fuck, now I want a donut. Since I've moved here, all the people who live on the East Coast or in New Hampshire are like, yo, Boston cream, you've only had bad Boston cream donuts all your life. Here, try a good one. And every Boston cream I've had here has been, how do I put this? It's too quality, so it doesn't taste right. I need a custard-filled donut that is simultaneously not garbage tier, but it needs to be mediocre or good. It can't be quality. I can't feel like there was actual money spent on the ingredients.
What beautiful architecture. Surely it's clearly one of your more advanced civilizations.
The city's archives are said to be bursting with knowledge of countless peoples accumulated over the centuries. I should very much like to peruse the shelves once we have attended to our main mission.
No, thank you. I'm much recovered.
If you're still feeling poorly, my all-purpose cure-all can perk you right up.
There must be the lifts in question.
I mean, if you have recommendations, Brian. The problem is Boston's like over an hour away from me, so. Do you wish to descend into Labyrinthos, sir? My apologies, but each of your companions must also secure the proper permissions before we can allow them entrance.
If it's assurance you need, then surely a single glance is all you require to judge us trustworthy.
Is Nashu gonna pull out bombs? I could certainly make some judgments, but that is neither here nor there. Admission to Labyrinthos is subject to forum policy.
You're the ones who should be judged. I know you're hiding aliens and xenotechnology in that underground base of yours, admit it.
Xenotechnology? I sincerely have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh ho! Yet again do our paths cross in most serendipitous fashion.
Is it gonna be, no, Manderville. I was about to say, is it gonna be Montashane?
Father, what business brings you to Charlian? I'm in search of a certain object, one crucial to the continued refinement of the Mandervillian weaponry. My investigation led me to believe it is to be found here beneath Labyrinthos, and as you also seem to have business down below. This is my son and his bosom companions. If I vouch for their character, will you kindly allow them to board the lift?
Master Godbird, Manderville. The forum sent word of your impending arrival. Wait, if he can do this, why can't the Warrior of Light do this? Also, is she wearing a Beladian sword? I think it's palette swapped, but it looks like a sword of Beladia. As a member of the Syndicate, your ambassadorial status affords you an entourage of up to 5 members. Pray consider their permissions arranged. 1, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, we don't need one.
I know not your current mission, but for the time being, I suggest you accompany me to the Archean.
Hi, Dad. Yeah. yeah. Oh, no! No, buddy! No! Now I feel bad for him. And yes, Jackson, you're correct. That is what I do. I've been doing Alex Jones impression for Dillian the Lion for since the beginning. It just seemed the most appropriate. I mean, like, his conspiratorial bullshit and all that. I have a family, Jose. So Duncan. No, well, no, because one, Duncan's donuts are garbage tier, in my experience. Maybe they're mediocre, but like, man, I don't know. Maybe the problem is I just grew up next to a Jewish bakery, so like I'm used to quality, but of like a very specific kind of quality, and like the kind of quality out here is just different. But I'm from this Southern Valley Hills. I got a blueberry donut. Don't put fruit in my pastries. Don't ruin baked goods with fruit. I also got a sausage sandwich on a biscuit, so damn. Okay, now I'm hungry. I haven't eaten yet today. I literally, guys, I like finished last night's stream, was up for maybe another hour dealing with Deadpool, talking to partners and stuff. Then I went to bed, and then I got out of bed, and I've not changed clothes, I've not eaten. I gotta make sure I do that at some point.
An underground archive is such extravagant recreation of an outdoor habitat. What innocent purpose could this possibly serve? Oh, but of course, they're performing simulations to hone their strategy for aiding the aliens in their invasion of the world above.
Well, underground, but above ground at the same time.
Boo, boo! Ah, they're transforming the subterranean environment to one more suited for the surface beings. I'm reminded of the orbital stations built by my own star.
I guess Pooh also proves that it wasn't a fully dead universe. We know for sure that there were at least some stars that survived the Song of Oblivion.
What an incredible vault of accumulated curiosities. I should very much like to return here once our mission is complete. Charlian structures truly are a work of art, simply inspiring. From what Father tells me, this storage facility is replete with samples and specimens collected from every land on Etheris.
Interesting, Hildibrand's using Etheris instead of Hydaelyn. So it's already disseminated, the use of Etheris over Hydaelyn.
If anyone has information concerning visiting aliens and crashed starships, it'll be these studious folk.
I mean, we knew that information was being disseminated by the likes of people like Y'shtola, but it wasn't clear how fast, because some people have still used Hydaelyn post 6.0. A shiny silver saucer. I'm sorry, but we have no record of such objects in our archives, either whole or in part.
Oh, so you would have us believe, but the purpose of this complex, this military fortress, is plain. You cannot deny that you're conducting secret research on alien starships.
Technically, Alec was not alien, but also they were conducting research on starships. We are not conducting secret research on alien starships. Yes, we did build a star-faring vessel in the Thaumasine, but it was neither for military purposes nor of an extraterrestrial origin.
Disguising your foul lies with sprinkles of truth, are we? Fine, I'll dig up the facts myself, and then everyone will hear what you're really up to.
You think he would have borne witness to the Ragnarok sailing through the sky? While I cannot assist you with your missing craft, I do recall seeing an individual of like appearance to your companion here.
You do? And where was this, pray tell?
At Merrill Agronomics in the medial circuit. The lift at the back of the building will take you down there.
Many thanks, my good man. Well, well, it seems you found yourself a solid lead. I have my own search to attend to, so I shall bid you good hunting and good day.
So Decoy, remember, specifically, your Warrior of Light states that the Loporrits do not count. Technically speaking, the Loporrits were created by Hydaelyn and are in a sense, still technically kind of natives to Etheris. Even though they resided on the moon. The moon was also, you know? So, like, I don't think the Loporrits necessarily count as aliens. It'd be like if you put a human on the moon, the human would not be alien. If a human was born on Earth and then put on the moon, it would not necessarily be alien. It would just be a long-term visitor to the moon.
Another round of in-depth inquiries by the agent of inquiry and friends is in order. To Merrill Agronomics we go.
But they were born on the star. They were forged by Hydaelyn. Extraterrestrial, but of terrestrial origin. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's accurate. My bag of almonds has taken a huge hit this morning. Okay, but what about like jam or fruit made sugar slimes? No, don't put fruit in baked goods. Also, I recognize that I am maybe not alone, but definitely a massive minority on this. So let me rephrase this. Put fruit in baked goods for all the people who want them. But don't put fruit in baked goods. It's disgusting. I don't want doughy sweet with fruity sweet. Disgusting. I don't know why you would ruin a pie with putting fruit in it. Lemon cream donuts are awesome. I'm gonna fight you on that. I want to be very, very clear. What I'm saying about this does not scale out to all y'all. If you like it, it's valid, and it should exist. But also, it's disgusting. You're all disgusting. You like your fruits in your fucking doughy nonsense. No, it's just put things like a fucking French silk pie. That's what you. I don't know where I'm going with this. Vanad did the research on making Loporrits and Elpis. There's a fate about it. Yes! Her initial investigations into the... yeah, her inspiration for them and them as a concept. Yeah. I mean, one could also argue... if I'm not mistaken, that fate's really more about implying her initial love for them and some of the initial root inspiration, but it's not like her fundamental idea for the... It's like the whole idea for the concept, right? Might be wrong on that. I'm agreed on something like coffee cake, yeah. I'm also teasing you as well. Always do. As an awesome person. It's okay, your opinion is wrong. Yeah. One thing you'll find is, like, I am definitely... I am positive. I also will take things at face value and respond accordingly. Not necessarily in a negative way, but it definitely, if people are fucking with me, I'll, if someone's joking, I may, like, just respond at face value, not, like, hurt-wise, but in terms of, like, nah, here's why you're wrong. Putting fruits in baked good gives me a false sense of justification that I am indeed eating healthy. That's, you know what? You convinced me that that's that's very fair. Your description would lead me to believe you're looking for one of Mandragora's hereabouts. But if as you say, it's something else you're after, then I'm sure then I'm not sure I can be of much help. I've only just started working here, so you may have more luck asking the older hands. Right, because we had the Mandragoras we engaged with earlier. In the, what was that, the first quest for, like, 6.2? You must be talking about one of those new Mandragora strains we whipped up. We whipped up a batch of bright blue stray onions, yeah, but I'm afraid they started to rot almost immediately. Not a mandra, you say? Well, the only other bluish thing I can think of around here are the grapes. Blue? What? Those are purple. Look how luscious this crop turned out. Am I crazy? Blue? Well, rains. Good to see you. Glad to have you. But everyone must agree that raisins on bakeries are a mistake. I agree with that. I will fight in the war that reigns between those who like raisins in their cookies and muffins, and those who think it's an abomination. I will stand by you. Master Poo Poo has found a new friend. Maybe they can help us find the old one.
Boo, boo. How could anyone ever mistake me for a Mandragora? We look nothing alike.
If I may have you perchance come across an individual resembling a delightful blue ragamuffin here.
Actually, now that you mention it. Oh, for a second I thought this chocobo was the Eorzean agriculturalist. That would have been really cute. Wait, where did Brandyhild go? Oh, there he is.
Mark my words, I'll find the evidence I require. They can't hide all traces of their alien alliance.
Raven, good to see, glad to have you. Don't worry. No worries, glad to have you.
What a fine and juicy looking grapes.
A man after Azem's own heart. There's a reason the word blurple exists. I like oatmeal raisin cookies. I have to respect that. Purple is bluish, I suppose? That's like saying... It's like saying pink is reddish. which I guess is not wrong. No, that's not even, what's a better way of putting it? It's like saying peach is orangish. Maybe I'm just wrong on that one. Now, what about carrot cake? As carrot is a veggie. I hate carrot cake, but for different reasons, and I can respect that. That could go. It's a different dislike, so I can respect that a little better. And also, it's not as much of a plague as fruit on page. So many places will only sell fruit baked goods, and it hurts me deeply. Hildibrand helps calm down after dealing with the end of the universe. Yeah, it definitely does, Rag. Also, Rag, have you been here? I don't think. Well, if not, good to see. Glad to have you. Chocolate chip pancakes are superior. Honestly, my favorite pancake is just a plain pancake. And pancake with syrup. Also, can I get a vibe check? Because I have a partner who loves me dearly, but is also flabbergasted by the fact that my favorite and only syrup that I tend to use or enjoy is Mrs. Butterworth's. And that I find most, like, good syrup, like the good stuff, like the natural stuff, kind of trace garbagey. Does anyone feel similarly, or is everyone like, Elio, you have so many bad takes on this? If they're done right, I don't mind. What I do mind is being tricked into thinking it's a chocolate chip and it's actually being raisins. Yeah, that is the worst. Speaking of grapes, what is a bunch of grapes in the FanFest goodie bag meant to be? A squeezy stress ball thing? Yes, it's a stress ball. So for those who don't know, in the FanFest goodie bag, there's a stress ball that is in the shape of grapes because, for those of you who don't know, the grapes were a huge, huge meme. So when Endwalker came out, the grapes that you see now were not there. Instead, it was the original texture, that the original model they have for the grapes, which was like 4 polygons. Let me pull it up for people in case they don't know. Actually, that's not true. I think it was like 12 facets, so it's more than that. So this is what they used to look like. And this is what they look like now. It's a little bit more organic and natural. But that also led, but like when you first go to Labyrinthos, it shows those grapes really close up. So for a lot of people, like everyone noticed it and it became a meme, a huge meme. And then that's when they started doing things like this. Or when they changed the grapes to the new grapes. He said the only thing bluish around, which to me just sounds like it's not really blue, but as close as it gets, which I think is true of purple. Yeah, okay, that's fair. V, you're right. That is fair. Orange is just bright brown. That's on PCs. Orange is just bright brown when it comes to PCs because of how they produce color. Everything is brown when shoved together. Pink is a shade of red, according to an artist friend of mine. Pink is a shade of red. Like, pink is a shade of red in terms, like, I don't know if it's literally just shade. It might be a hue, or there might be a technical definition there that's weird, but yes. It's light as red. Oh my god. Time? Line? Time is not made out of lines. Time is made out of circles. That is why clocks are round. For anyone who knows, they know. The truest sin. Brandy Hill near the low poly grapes. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Brandy Hill near the low poly grapes. Oh, that's really... Otherwise, you have so many bad takes on this. I disagree, but I get it. I like both. Just give me syrup. I can see that. Missed last stream, sadly, due to eating something and didn't agree with me. Oh, I'm sorry, Rag. The VOD's there, but I'm glad you're here with us now, and I'm glad you'll be here us into the future. What are your feelings on pumpkin baked goods? I'm not a fan either, but yeah. I'm with you, Elio. I'm a bad Canadian. Oh, and raisin cookie is my favorite cookie. I'm weird. I mean, no. Power to you. That's fair. Real maple syrup can taste off to me. Yeah, that's how I feel. Real maple syrup is the best, period. V's willing to fight in the syrup wars. If you grow up used to sugary stuff, then yeah, I can see why. I mean, like, honestly, that's it, right? That's a vast majority of it. It's just what you're used to. And I grew up with Mrs. Butterworth. Grand, good to see, glad to have you. Where did you get that watermelon umbrella? This is a cactar umbrella. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you get this from the Sildy Subterrane. For those of you who don't know, there's cactars behind me. I even have a whole cactar glam. Actually, let me go ahead and equip the cactar glam. Oh, I can't hear because I need to be in a safe place. Well, I'll pull up the cactar glam later. Oh, wait, but I think I have the wrong pants on. Be ready for some thighs. Where's my crystal grape exarch? Yeah, it's a Sabotender umbrella, yep. And 64 looking grapes. I think Brandhill would eat the square grapes. Yeah, I think so. I think you're awesome for knowing red versus blue, yeah. Blue Pikmin returns. Yeah, poo poo. God, no, in response to the Cactar Glyph. Running Emerald as Blue Mage feels like an Asm thing to do. I think Emma is both disappointed and not surprised by screwing with his story with Blue Magic. Fair. And real maple syrup is expensive, yeah. V's seen the glam and V's terrified. I have 5 pounds of maple sugar. Amazing. That's a lot of maple sugar. Actually, 5 pounds is not too bad. I use brown sugar a lot more than maple sugar.
Yes, the little blue man. Saw him with my own 2 eyes, I did. It was no mandragora. A gleaner in the company of an outside visitor passed through a little while back. Nothing too unusual there, only this, friend you described was scuttling along with them. I know not what purpose brought them to the farm, but whatever it was, they didn't tarry here long.
I may have found a lead. Wonderful. That corroborates the information I but moments ago skillfully squirreled out of this farmer. She claims to be an acquaintance of the gleaner in question. In fact, I will bring him, and will bring him to talk to us shortly. Let's round up the others. We should all be present to hear what revelations this professional collector has to share. Hey, it's Duskwhite. You're the folk asking about the little blue man, yes? Oh, and you brought someone who's practically identical. You must be the same species, surely.
My friend was here, then?
They certainly were. If you've a moment or 3, I'll tell you the whole tale. But more than truth? To begin at the beginning, I was in Thavner on a procurement mission when I crossed paths with an apothecary and his usual companion. As I mentioned, the companion was almost your twin in appearance, and the wagon they rode upon bore a damaged vessel, the likes of which I had never seen before.
Could it be?
As a collector by trade, I have a certain weakness for oddities. Thus did I hail the apothecary to inquire about his company and cargo. The man was only to keep too happy to share his story. He had, it seemed, quite recklessly plunged into the war-torn lands of Garlemald to sell his wares, reasoning that where there was conflict, there would be need for medicinal goods. The state of affairs was rather more volatile than he anticipated, however, and he was too soon forced to abandon his venture. And so the apothecary began his long trek home, only shortly thereafter to discover a strange silvery ship and its shaken pilot crash-landed in a snowfield.
It cannot be a coincidence.
The story continues. After extracting the battered vessel and its occupant from the snow, he brought them home to Razatan, and his guest wished to make repairs to the craft. Yet even amongst the wonders of the bazaar, they struggled to find suitable parts. Hearing this, I suggested they bring the wreckage itself to Labyrinthos. After they agreed to the idea, I escorted them here myself. Alas, even the Thaumasine engineers who worked on the Ark were stymied by the exotic ship, finding its technology impossible to comprehend, let alone replicate. The little blue fella resorted to drafting schematics. While the engineers followed these step by step to craft the essential bits and bobs, the apothecary and his companion were waiting here at Merrill.
And then what happened?
Well, once our industrious visitors had what they needed, they repaired the vessel in a twinkling. The pair then departed almost immediately. I've seen neither hide nor hair of them since. I'm told the apothecary paid a handsome sum for the engineer's services, but being typical Charlians, I'd wager they would have happily forfeited the coin for a chance to pore over every square ilm of that ship. Now, I'm no scientist, but I'm beginning to think such an incredible vessel must have been some kind of starfaring craft. That little blue man, well, he must have been an alien from another world. Or so I'd like to believe. I'm an avid reader of the Thavnarian truth, you see, and love to entertain these idle flights of fancy. But I've rambled on too long. There are errands to attend to, and I really must take my leave. Good fortune to you.
Can it be true? I have a readership in Charlian. Perhaps I've misjudged these people.
'Twould seem our comrades is hale and healthy, Master Poo-Poo, and in the company of Hanish alchemists of undisclosed description.
Yes, this is wonderful news. I'm grateful indeed that we made the journey.
I have a feeling this case will soon draw to a close. Come, let us return to Razzled Han and continue the search.
Welcome back, Misako. The Kobolin Ball has got to be more foreshadowing for Blitzball. I feel it. I'm not just high on copium. Yeah. Well, to be fair, they've had some kind of ball reference in now every Hildibrand, right? So
I'm just saying.
Nothing's gonna catch a cold dress like that in the rain. I can see Duskwhite going to Charlian for a fresh start.
Well, it's interesting. Also, there could be Duskwhite parents who moved to Charlian long ago, and there's been multiple generations since. Because remember, the Duskwhite have existed for multiple hundreds of years, right? So, you could have natives to Charlian who are... Or Charlian born and bred who are, you know... But also, yes, Duskwhite definitely could move there. Blitzball, job tease, copium, absolutely. I want to be clear. While I want it, I think it's so not gonna happen. I do want it, but it's so not gonna happen. There and back again in the blink of an eye.
I mean, what I want most actually is Blitzball in Golden Saucer, to be fair.
To summarize our findings, we know Master Poo Poo's friend is safe in the company of Hannish gentlemen, and possibly here on this very island. Oh ho, that does sound promising.
Father, you returned to the city. I trust this means your own investigations were successful.
That it was, although laying hands on the object of my desire has been a long and frustrating ordeal, to say the least. Much painstaking research revealed to me the existence of hereditary Manderville relic, which slumbers the secret of weapon augmentation. Yet though I turned our ancestral home upside down, I failed to unearth the artifact in question. The reasons for its absence became clear when I chanced upon the journal of one of our forefathers. He wrote of a visiting scholar's keen interest in the relic, and how he thus surrendered it to Charlian's safekeeping for study. The trail led me to Labyrinthos, as it turns out. The Charlians never did find time to conduct their analysis. The custodian and I found the curio tucked away in the dusty corner of the Archeon, still awaiting processing.
Ooh! Why does that remind me of something? Can't put a pin in it. Reminds me of something.
And here it is, the oddity, every bit of perplexing as God-brand cipher-bound manual. How we deliberate its hidden wisdom. Bill Cipher.
Oh, I can help with that. These devices were made by the Mandervillians. A starfaring creature was traded. Ha! Okay, I don't know if actually they're gonna be aliens, but it would go a long way to explaining things. Although, so alternatively, if they were just humans, that would work well. Either way, maybe that's where they got the name, maybe it's where they got their sciences. Who knows? But it's hilarious, and I should probably stop talking like this. Anyways, back to Purpur. Oh, I can help you with that. These devices were once made by the Mandervillians. A starfaring grace with humans were traded.
Starfaring? Mandervillians?
Yes, a highly evolved species with the mastery of advanced technologies. Our people shared ideas and inventions, so I'm quite familiar with your family's relic. If you so wish, I can have the device project whatever images were stored upon it. A darkened room would afford us the clearest view, however.
Then let us retire to our rooms in Kama and dim the lanterns. We must behold these secrets in the optimal conditions.
This is totally normal.
Mandervillians, a coincidental naming, or is there some deeper connection?
Not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens. I mean, to be fair, it's more like, I'm saying it was aliens. By the way, it was aliens.
Everyone comfortable? Let us see what the device has for us.
I am Godbrand, wanderer of stars and weaponsmith extraordinaire. First Lord of House Mandeville. This is the Godbrand, our founding father. I record this message that my descendants may know the truth of their cosmic origins. The tale is long, but I bid you watch until the very end. Heirs of mine, I am not a man born of this star, or even a man at all. I am of the Mandevillians, a race which hails from the far side of the great expanse. Fucking, okay.
Fucking puppets.
Mandevillians are parasitic symbiotes. We can only survive by bonding with other life forms. Once our essence has taken root, we supplant the host's mind and strengthen its visual structure, imbuing our new form with a steel-like resilience.
Kind of reminds me of the Urk from Animorphs. Also, is the revelation at the end of this going to be that they're not actually aliens? I feel like that's where we're headed.
I knew there was something alien about that impossible imperviousness.
Also, I love that they're using the kind of like revelation music that they used throughout Endwalker for this.
Then, through the conjoining of our compatible host bodies, we produce offspring, which harbor the next generation of Mandevillians. The symbiotic variant eventually takes them to the stars in search of potential new vessels, adapting and multiplying. So it was that our race proliferated and spread throughout the cosmos. Until tragically, our flourishing civilization was brought to an abrupt end. Every planet upon which we Mandevillians resided was visited by an inexplicable calamity. Our societies were brought to ruin by lifeforms suddenly twisted into horrific nightmares.
That's interesting. In theory, that shouldn't happen, because only sundered entities should become twisted into nightmares. Although, we don't know. The final days affected the ancients differently. We only have that sample size of 2. It's possible that that Medion's accrual of even more dynamis, or... there's a lot of reasons that actually could still work. Okay, yeah.
That sounds rather familiar. So even stars far removed in time and space were ravaged by the final days. Desperate to avoid the same fate, a comrade and I boarded a ship and fled upwards into the starry night. We flew and flew until we found a planet, your planet, and untouched by the phenomenon, but the rigors of the journey had so damaged our craft that we were forced to make an uncontrolled descent.
Correct, but yeah, bio.
I alone crawled from the wreckage, badly injured and near death. But even as I resigned myself to perishing on this unfamiliar world, I was found by a man who had come looking for the fallen star. As a rule, Mandevillians do not take intelligent life forms for hosts. After hearing my story, however, the sympathetic gentleman offered to become my vessel of his own accord. He was himself afflicted by an incurable malady, and with little time left to live, seemed content to know that his ailing body would provide safe haven for another. With his blessing, I set about transferring my essence. The man's form was revitalized and purged of its fatal frailty, yet the mind which dwelled within was now my own. I went on to build a new home for myself here, making use of my people's technology to ply the blacksmith's trade. I wed a local lass, and together we had a child. That stick had a child. Although not pure Mandavillian, our offspring exhibits the same enhanced physiology, a boon I suspect to be passed down for generations through the bloodlines of House Mandeville. My dear descendants, the folk of this star are most fragile, yet as the man I encountered did demonstrate, they are nevertheless capable of surpassing love and generosity. As the last of the Mandavillians, I have but one request to make of you. Pray, employ your superlative attributes, and my armory of Mandavillian arraignments, for the benefit of those wonderful people whom I hold in the highest regard.
And he's the originator of the dance. Descendant of aliens. Yeah, lady. What an astonishing development. Yep, I fucking what?
Hildibrand, Heliodor, Maximilian Mandeville shall heed the passionate plea of my illustrious forebearer. No case is too big nor too small should it be the service to my fellow man.
Where's he going?
He learns he's descended from an extraterrestrial being and still business as usual.
But wait a minute, then why is Lady Julian so monstrously strong? Is she a descendant of aliens too?
Well, this is most unexpected. Never did it cross my mind that our esteemed ancestors might hail from beyond the heavens. But I do wonder if that selfsame blood still runs thick in our veins. The family tree I glanced over some years ago suggests that... but 'tis unimportant. My present purpose remains unchanged. I will bring our Mandavillian weaponry to the peak of perfection, for Godbrand, and for the good of our star. Before I forget, I have a gift for you. Pray, await me at the Aetherai Plaza, and I shall bring it to you forthwith.
Well, remember, lady, the 13th member, so, I mean, for a long time, people thought Julian might be Menfina, but also, the 13th was the Watcher. So, like, the 12 were based off of the 12 of the 13 people that were part of Vana's convocation, and then the 13th was the Watcher.
Some truths can't shatter the foundations of our belief when brought to light, but I have to say, this wasn't one of them. The more staggering discovery was that I've devoted readers in Sharlayan. Those who peruse my publication are allies against the ever-expanded webs of lies and deception without exception. I misjudge the Sharlayan people. They are not collaborators or the architects of conspiracy. They are but seekers of knowledge and afraid to plumb the depths of the unknown. That Master Poo-Poo thought that one still has ulterior motives. I bet my life on it. That Master Poo-Poo, though, that one still has ulterior motives. I bet my life on it. Stand ready, for we shall have need of your strength when he shows his true colors. You bet.
Oof. I hope you have not been waiting long. This is the gift I mentioned. Master Poo-Poo's earnest quest inspired me to indulge in a spot of clockwork craftsmanship between weaponsmithing and sessions. I thought it only fitting that you be the one to care for the diminutive simulacra, and consider a memento of your adventures together. And as for our Mandavillian weaponry project, I believe my ancestors' artifact has unlocked the door to the next stage of improvements. Should you find time to offer your assistance, announce yourself to Master Geralt. I shall endeavor to join you with utmost clarity. Until then, my dear.
Poo-Poo Minion had happened. Oh yeah, it was just a question of when. Definitely wasting. Are they shaped like the crystal squid? Yeah, the not moblins, kobolins. Yeah, they're definitely shaped like the kobolins. Or, meanwhile, elsewhere in Thavnir. Or they occupied the kobolins. The thing that it looked like is the thing from 07? No. I forget which fight. 03? I forget which one it is. But in one of the Omega fights. You also see them in Ultimate Duel. in the AO realm. That's how he's been making his money, is because he can duplicate using the ship. Lord Van Hunti, I come with ill tidings. Reverend Luge set an ambush for his nemesis, but he was once more defeated. His current whereabouts are unclear.
That blithering dolt.
Yeah, the Koblin's been a running gag for forever. And part of it's just because of its association with Ul'dah, I think. They were used in 1.0 a lot, too.
No matter. Preparations are well underway. The manifestation will proceed as planned.
I doubt it. I mean, Hildibrand has always done trials, but like, you don't suppose that they're gonna end Hildibrand with a trial, and that's where the Asura fight is gonna come in. That'd be funny. Kind of neat long-term payoff, yeah. Extraterrestrial calamity, comically altered physiology. The gentleman man, the first of their clan, an ancestor of quality, Argon brand Manderville man. Truth can be stranger than the tallest. Truth can be stranger than the tallest of tales. See you, Inspector. Sorry, I tried to sing along best I could. Oh my god. It's Night for Me too, much more ominous. Oh, interesting. I'm sure it was not Night for Me for no reasons at all. That was fun. Elvis, good to see, glad to have you. Yeah. So I need to go get the weapon. And oh, perfect. I have just enough tomestones. Can I exchange already, or do I have to start the... I think I probably have to start the quest. No, the raw things aren't as good. Koblins? Yeah, Koblins are on the first as well, but also, like, they're kind of a byproduct of, like, Earth Aether that can arise, I think, pretty normally. I mean, they could have also been sundered. They may, if there's a version of them in Elpis, they could have been a byproduct of sundering, or they also just could arise naturally. Venom Manderville. I love the Hildy man, yeah. Oh god, they're like the Flood. They're like the Flood? Yeah, of course this is the most important lore dump in the game. Wait, so the weird crystal monsters with tentacles are aliens? No. Koblins have existed on the source for a long, long time, and as far as and I see that's what they meant by they're on the first two. Maybe they could have arisen on another planet, but as well, but highly depends on etheric density. Yeah, Ralger's star. Oh, no, probably not, lady. I mean, it could be. We would have to look at the timeline of Manderville's family, but also that ended in Girabania, not in Thanalin, and the Mandervilles are supposed to be from Thanalin. Wasn't it say that the sisters did kill some planets themselves? Yes, it is. Wait, it is. Yes, they did. The Medions killed some planets themselves. It's not that that's the problem. It's the fact that the beings on the planet were turned into terminus beasts is a problem in terms that the reason that the ancients weren't and only the creation magics that were affected is because they were so etherically dense. In theory, any star that wasn't sundered shouldn't have that effect. However, etheric density could be relative, and there's the potentiality that maybe there's all sorts of weird ways in which that could still make sense. So it's not, yeah. All right, LD, when we're getting Hildy lore video. Frankly, you're gonna get the second I start editing again. Start like making videos on the reg again, I'm gonna like put out I just want to once I get back in my groove, I've got my first treatment. I've got a treatment coming up real soon for the depression, anxiety, and stuff I'm been struggling with, and hopefully I'm looking forward to just writing, video editing. Ray and V are gonna help me out with some videos and stuff, and I want to do just a lot of like general videos. They may not do well, but I just want to do a lot of general videos about like the Hildibrand, the lore, and stuff like that. Not necessarily recaps. The Eorzean archons do a lot of great recaps for Hildibrand if you ever need a Hildibrand recap. So current gen are technically not aliens, but alien adjacent. This explains everything or nothing. Probably more questions than answer. Isn't that Hildibrand to a T? Continually surprises Laya by the amount of lore that gets packed into the Hildibrand quests. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things I love about this game is that they kind of pack it in everywhere, right? I keep seeing it as the flying spaghetti monster as a puppet on set. Yeah, fair. They did say that theirs was especially dense, etherically dense. Yeah, that's true. That's true, right? It was particularly. That's a really good observation. So it may be that our star Yeah. And there may be some stars that are more or less etherically dense. So for instance, because we know Aether pools in the Sea of Stars and can create stars, doesn't mean that they're all the same density, right? So there could be other stars that were also equally as dense as us, or maybe even more dense. Yeah. I want to be surprised by all the lore packed in too, but I often feel like they're screwing with me. I thought they were aliens for a while, and now they're explaining it. I'm skeptical. That's fair. It's a good Hildibrand quest. Absolutely fair. You have a quest to do? Yes. Thank you, V. Yeah, I gotta farm the tombstones. Yes, let's see the weapon. Curious to see if you keep it until you get the augmented tome one. Yeah. I've just finished getting my last second stage weapon the day before patch, so now time to make all third stage before next game. I've got a couple first stages to get, but I have enough to get every second stage because I did it. Plot inconsistencies in my Hildibrand? I would say plot inconsistencies. I would say recontextualizations or playful retcons for a story type that's designed to fuck with you. Imagine how theoretically dense the ultimate alien planet is. Well, it could, but it may not be. So, for instance, if you think about Athena, right, and how powerful she was because she was drawing Aether to herself, it could have been that Ultima killed her entire planet and drew her Aether, a lot of its Aether into herself. It could be that the other denizens of Ultima's star or phase of reality is not so similar. Yeah. Thank you, B. Imagine how theoretically... Thoughts on how the animations were in this part? I thought they stepped up their animation again and again. Can't wait for 7.0 brings terms quality. Yeah, well, here's what I'll say. Their animation game has been stepped up on a baseline throughout Endwalker hugely. And Hildibrand, they're stepping it up. They stepped it up huge. Here's the thing to remember, though, is that the animation game in Hildibrand is all custom animations and in a very finite thing. They have to make sure that they can produce animations rapidly and readily. So the thing to look to would be the MSQ patch stories in terms of the elevation of animations, because that's usually the things that they can replicate and continue and make sure that they're reproducible in a way that they can meet their timelines, right, for producing content. However, I will say, if you look at the patch content has been insane in animation. Anybody else look at that boots? The boots, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. When that boots tore apart, that was, oh my god. Now I'm hungry. Goblins were aliens. It explains why the Mandervilles are so drawn to them. Not sure I misspelled it that much. Well, I understand what you mean. Please know that upon acquiring class of Spirited Reforging, you will receive a Manderville weapon for Paladin. Oh wait, do you get it already? I feel like I've done this every time where I do it thinking I need the tombstones. I don't actually need the tombstones. Okay, Geralt. Hey, Geralt. Do you have any news for me? Hey. Oh, it's ye. I suppose I'd be expected Fop did mention he made me some kind of breakthrough and need to round up the usual suspects. I shall inform his lordship of your arrival. You do need tombstones? Just not this very second. Okay. Oh, for the glowy step fee?
Elio, welcome. I do hope you are prepared for another spot of modest labor, for I have plucked a new weaponsmithing secret from the depths of my family extraordinary's heirloom. As for why Godbrand abandoned his cipher journals, it would seem he desired the greatest security afforded by the relics, recording apparatus. That he so feared this knowledge fallen into wicked hands bespeaks the destructive potential of what we seek to recreate. Speaking of which, this stage of augmentation will require a fundamental alteration to the weaponry's design. Godbrand understood that individual wielders have different needs and preferences, and thus conceived of a method to modify each armament's base qualities. Essential to the process is a new type of oil known as Maxalamandervel. By subtly adjusting the precise ratios of ingredients for this coating, we can influence the paths of ethereal conductivity as we see fit.
Ugh, more bloody oil.
The oil's chief ingredient is, once again, derived from a meteorite, specifically archons, with amplifying properties. So many out-of-this-world materials, but it is unsurprising now that we know the alien origins of Hildibrand's weaponsmith and techniques.
What? Alien origins, you say? Little wonder I weren't familiar with them.
As has become customary, I shall prepare the bulk of the necessary resources whilst you procure a supply of archondrite.
Oh, aye, and a lovely bloody custom that is man of your manners, man of your means. I reckon you could buy him out of them space rocks as well.
And I will gladly do so, that the merchant in question will accept not less than a specific type of tombstone in trade. As much as it pains me to impose upon Elio further, he is the best equipped to handle the onerous task. These improvements call for a drastic reforging, and it is your expertise that shall see us succeed, or fail as well, Master Geralt.
Fine, I'll shut me gob up and do as I'm told.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm getting the distinct impression you've lost interest in this project.
You bloody think? Look, I took this job to pay off me drinking debts. Now that I've managed that, I got no desire to keep working for an undressed, overprimed, pretentious arse.
I see. Admittedly, even from the beginning, your distaste for me was rather poorly concealed. And I fear such festering antagonism will adversely affect our smithing endeavors. Yes, let us resolve our differences over a flagon of fine spirits, or several, as circumstances dictate. All at my expense, of course.
Free liquor, is it? Then you'd best be bringing your biggest purse.
Elio, you must join us. If you'll be so kind as to secure a table at the Mayhem, I shall be along in short order. Oh, fuck yes, this is gonna be amazing.
Lady. To be fair, 14 community... Wait, what? The hammering continues, Manderville. Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be a trial or something for a second. To be fair, the FF4 community is the same community that, when shown all shiny new Shadowbringer spells, loses their business the most for Paladin charging at an enemy. I mean, are they wrong? I support that. Drinking minigame. Oh, yeah. Have those dancers always been dancing on the stage? Don't feel like I've ever noticed that.
Ho ho ho! A splendid night for spirituous beverages.
Oh, I can. You sure about this then, are you? I'm mighty thirst, and I'll not be slaked by the cheap stuff.
What of you, Elio? Will you bring Master Geralt's fine example?
Bring on the high-class brews.
Very well then. I shall order us all the same to start.
Yes, they have. Thanks, Ray. Your beverages, Lord Godbert. Enjoy.
To your health, my friends.
Yeah, V, let me know. If anyone chose the other ones, let me know how it went compared to this. Right, no point in beating around the bush. I've hated your guts for a long while now.
Ah, so even my insides offend you. And why might that be?
Because for a proper artisan, devotion to your craft ought to be your #1 priority. But you're off founding a consortium or building some fool's playground for fleecing the masses. You're a bloody merchant, that's what you are.
You would believe my devotion is insufficient then. Yet our work requires not only the sweat of our brow, but capital to cover expenses, no? Thus does not a steady revenue facilitate the creative process. In that aspect, my business ventures have allowed me to indulge in goldsmithing projects I could never have otherwise afforded. Is it not true that you craft kettles as a means to repay loans, or simply make ends meet? Would not a substantial source of wealth spare you such tedious drudgery and empower you to pursue your heart's desire? And not to be in debt to Rowena. Booze! We're going to need more booze over here.
Skylara, good to glad to have you. Yeah, you definitely let me know when we get to the end how the differences between that then.
What really soured me was when you said you're also in the syndicate. How can you craft aught worthwhile with your head buried in political shite?
You may be surprised my participation in Uldar's governance opened my eyes to a different world, which in turn provided great inspiration from several original pieces.
Well, you can keep your bloody spick narration. I want nothing to do with it, prissy rule makers of your ilk. You and your bloody reasonable arguments. Got a clue what it's like for buggers like me, and what you've got against wearing clothes any road.
We are more alike than you realize, Master Geralt, especially when it comes to the simplicity of our attire.
Exactly now. You're the master craftsman. And I'm a summon failure. Warina, how'd you? Ah, bugger it. I'm a sorry excuse for a smitty, and that's all that matters.
He seems to have mistaken you for someone else. Perhaps you could offer a kind word?
Ooh, both of these would actually work for him. This would anger him, but also impassion him. But honestly, for once, I just want to give him a break. Oh, Garo, your craftsmanship is flawless.
That means they're not coming from you, methinks. Right, I'm done weeping into me cups. I'll fix them up weapons though into hells with the money. I'll do it for me own damn sense of pride.
Would seem Master Geralt has overcome his aversion to our partnership. Splendid. Although I never would have guessed carrot juice would be so intoxicating. What? I was concerned for our good smith's health, you see, and had Mihail switch his spirits to something less potent several rounds ago. Okay. The Mayhend liquors are sublime, but too much can wreak havoc on a man's constitution. There was a time when I, too, devoted every waking moment to my craft. But alas, running a mercantile empire comes with its own responsibilities, monetary woes notwithstanding. I do envy Master Geralt in his purity of purpose. And on that note, let's return to our appointed acquisitions. We shall require 3 chunks of the aforementioned chondrite as soon as you are able.
Gobber is remarkably wholesome, yeah. Especially if you've done most of, like, the Make It Rain campaign stuff. Gobber's actually kind of like a really good, perfect synthesis of one of the lessons that 14 tries to teach, in that, like, goodwill and charity and grace and joy, like, all those things matter, but you also need to make situations that are mutually beneficial. You need to make things that are sustainable, not just charity can't be infinite. It's not charity alone is not sustainable. Does not mean it's not good. Does not mean it can't be helpful. Doesn't mean it's not sometimes the right thing. But for instance, his hiring of the Alamegan refugees, you know, it benefits him. It also benefits them. And so mutual beneficial relationships are the ultimate form of sustainability rather than, yeah. Well, wait a second, Elio. The gold saucer. The gold saucer. The whole time. Ah! Ah! Those fuckers. God damn it, you're right, Black Flame. They've been messing the whole time. It's been in our faces. God damn it. Oh my god, the gold saucer. Oh my. I want to point out that, like, kind of in the past, it's because it's like a plate that the Sabotender holds that everything resides upon. But, oh my god, that broke him more than finishing Endwalker. Oh no, Endwalker broke me more. I was just so happy and joyful and emotional and sad and so like my emotions were all here. It wasn't the ah! Speaking of that. Okay. Stay. There we go. Cool. Well done, Black Flame. Well done. His response if he chose no alcohol is wholesome too. Only diff between the options. Aw, that's cute. And like I said, just easy me, and of course I respond taking it completely at face value. This hunk of meteorite contains deposits of rare forms of prioxene, which, subjected to advanced extraction processes in chondrite, produces mineral oil which can be used to manipulate the pathways of ethereal conductivity. I'm gonna make sure this one, yes? Yes. Actually, I can just use the aetheryte. God, I love you guys. This is why I love playing, like, with you guys sometimes. You point out things that I totally missed. You picked the meaner option. He says, "Oh, you always gave it to me straight." Yeah, wasting. That's exactly what I thought. How he thought he'd react. Good to know. If this gold saucer was a spaceship, I'd be mad. Yeah, dude. If the gold saucer though was like a remnant of, I mean, the gold saucer itself didn't come into being until the seventh Umbral Calamity. So, but it could have been based on like something inspired from Godbird's past. He may have actually mentioned it either in there may be a message on an E1 or in some. There's a lot of gold saucer lore in the Make It Rain campaigns, so it may actually be connected to something on that one. All the hate of the furnace has me all soldered up. Let them have them special rocks anyway. I reckon that'll be enough. But there's one thing that's been bothering me. Was Rowena there at Mayhem? I don't rightly remember. Ah, forget it. Let's get his lordship over to here before I lose me once to forge. Yeah, that's a good question, lady. Depends on how long ago. It could have been lost to a calamity, too. Now for the finishing touches. The Max Alamanavale oil. Before we can finalize the mixture, however, you must tell me how you wish your weaponry to serve you in battle. The ratio of the Khotan's ingredients will greatly influence the armament's various qualities, so think carefully ere you give your answer. Oh fuck, I don't know what the optimal stats are. However, that's fine. I will just go with the classics. Oh, interesting. I can't choose directed. Can I choose directed for the other one? No. Okay, it's probably going to be determination. Definitely not skill speed. That'll throw me off. Wait, a third one? Interesting. Don't want my timing, my rotation to be thrown off, so I guess we're going with tenacity. That's cool. Yeah. Thanks, V.
Understood. Your wish is our command.
What's it look like? That's a look.
And 'tis done.
You're holding the rest of the undying devotion to craft and excellence, and the majestic Manderville sword and majestic Manderville shield.
Had you not so bravely confessed your grievances that evening, I dare say this degree of collaborative work would have remained unattainable.
Aye, well, me memories a bit might fuzzy on that score, but I'll take me victories where I can get them.
As always, Elio, should you wish to enhance other Manderville weapons in your possession, you need only say the word. My diligent retainer is at your service.
Lord Godbert, though it shames me to admit the expertise necessary to manufacture the Maxilla Manderville oil is beyond my limited alchemical knowledge. Don't look at me. If I could mix magic potions, I'd have grown me hair back long ago.
I am aware it would prove an insurmountable feat for you as well, which is why I've employed a master alchemist.
Looks like a Pokemon gym leader.
Bloody odd taste in clothes, but at least he's wearing some. Our newest addition to House Manderville retinue will assist with further augmentations and oversee the preparation of the oil. You'll also be available to readjust your weapons preparation, should you but bring him the required quantity of chondrite. This has ever been a monumental step forward, my friends. Yet one stage remains ere the Manderville weaponry evolution can be considered complete.
I knew you was leading up to that. Let me guess, we're to sit here in breathless bleeding anticipation while you sort out what comes next.
Precisely. Preparing the process is like to be a lengthy endeavor, so I do suggest you continue breathing. Final step is upon us, Elio. Pray indulge this ambition of mine one last time.
Yep, thanks, Rag. I'm kind of sad that I can't... What I want is a non-glowy version of this. You didn't like the women? Oh, I actually kind of liked the way. I really liked the scepter look of it. I saw V's and V dyed hers, and I liked that you could dye the crystal. All right, it's gonna be an inventory. Oh, I really love that sword kind of without the glow too. Also, oh. There are some possibilities here. I'm also a little sad. I love the Polaris and, oh, interesting. Is it lower stats? Really? 129, 277, critical, vitality, strength, crit. Okay, but it's skill speed. Okay, but it's the wrong stats and it's... Oh no, it is one less damage. No, it's vitality, crit hit. Okay, no, it is determination. I guess the trade-off is skill speed for determination, but interesting. Yeah, and you get a fourth stat. Okay, interesting. Oh, and also literally the Polaris point is 650, whereas it's 645. Maybe it's only the... That's weird. I thought it was going to be more beneficial than that. But I'm so sad because I love this shield and this sword so much, but like, you know, everyone's going to have it because it's the augmented. I mean, as long as they glam over it won't be, but I love these. I'm so excited for the augmented version so I can dye them different colors in the night sky. I wish you could turn off the glow, yeah. My thing about relic weapons is the important thing for me about relic weapons is that they are always different than the last ones, because even if there's a relic weapon you don't like, someone else might really like it. And so having a breadth of relic weapons and glows and effects is, I think, the most important thing. Being able to change the glow color would be best, yeah. Or the dye glow. I think I like Gunbreaker weapon way better if I could change the glow color. I don't know what it looks like, so I'll have to see it later. Dabble weapon glows would be insane. I think the reason they don't is to give each relic weapon a distinct identity. Because like some relic weapons, for instance, are like, there have been times where the change in glow is like the one thing. That's the reasoning, I assume. However, I feel, honestly, the thing that I wish I could change the glow for more would be armors that have glows like the fucking flame. Actually, yeah, that's not true. I don't wish I could change the flame hula hoop's color as much as I wish I could shrink it down by about half. Okay, it's about to be we've been going 2 hours, so that was perfectly slotted for that. Let us get us on to Mount Rokkon. We're going into Hingashi! Man, if I was feeling better, I would have like preemptively made a video about like things you need to know before going into Mount Rokkon. So actually, let's go over Hingashi. Okay, this is Hingashi. It is an island nation. It is basically Japan, specifically in basically the Edo period, kind of late Meiji, and then a little, really the Edo period, yeah. Little bit Sengoku, but Sengoku, there's basically the Sengoku period's more in Doma. So, Hingashi is made up of 2 islands, which are Koshu and Shishu. Shishu is the island that houses Kugane in it. Kugane is a port city that is the only one that people from the outside are allowed to go into. It's like the real-world Dejima. We have a video on that if you've never watched it. Most people are not allowed into the main island, and the capital is Bugyo. And then there's Mount Tenzan, I think. So what this will be the first time that Mount Rokkon is a mountain somewhere in Koshu or Shishu, probably in Koshu. But it may actually just be in Shishu's, like further in the mainland here, so it may still be on the smaller island. We'll see in a second. But so us being invited in is a big fucking deal. It does not really happen. Okay, so we don't pick up the quest here. I wonder if we pick it up in Charlian? Have a good one, Misako. First diable pink butterfly glow version of Eureka. White mage is amazing for me in the later stages. But it's not that you dye the glow, it's you dye a skin that's luminescent, right? Like that's different than a particle effect. Small bigness midstream. But Mononoke aware. That's funny. Glow color choice is definitely one of those things I dislike about it. At least I can lose the red, unlock on white mage shop gear. Yeah. I do wish mad glow. Thank you. One of my partners ordered me food because they knew I hadn't eaten yet. Yeah, to carefully compare my stats, Manderville ended up being just a teensy tiny bit better for me in terms of stats damage, but not only just. Yeah, I wonder if, like, even though it's a -1 because you're trading out skill speed for that determination, if it actually makes up for it. I'll look at, like, the biz stuff. Maybe someday if they ever revamp the die system, a girl can dream. Yeah. Well, here's my thing. If they revamp the die system, it's not glow I care about. I just want die channels and dies a la, like, how... I want Guild War 2's die system in this game. I don't think we'll ever get that, but boy, do I want it. Yeah, I have great partners. Yeah, it might be the materia as well, Black Flame. Yeah, definitely. You don't like Monster Energy Gunblade? Monster Energy? I haven't seen the new Gunblade, so I can't say. Is it? Well, you know what? Anyone know? Wait, it's called Manderville. What's the gunplay even called? Here, let's find out. Here we can look up. Majestic. What is it even called? Oh, Bayonet. That's why I couldn't find it. Oh my god, it is Monster Energy. Oh, I love that shape. Oh, that's so good. I don't love the glow color for my, like, aesthetic, but that is one of my favorite Gunblade shapes. Oh my god, that's so good. I love that. I love that. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go pull this food over to me. It's calling my name. Oh my god, I have not eaten. I mean, I like the previous one more too because, like, that previous one is my favorite Gunblade of all time, both in color and shape, but I do really like that shape. Fuck, there's not anything that's voiced, so there's no good time to eat. Okay, before we start, I'm gonna take a real quick second. I'd love to hear you guys' predictions for what you think we'll learn at FanFest. Like, in theory, it should be a little early for a trailer, but we might get a teaser trailer for 7.0. And we'll get at least one of the jobs. So, is this variant engine going to make it more or less likely we get an expansion in Hingashi in future? I would say less. Also, Hingashi would never be an expansion. Hingashi would be a map. Hingashi's just not big enough. You could get, I guess, 2 maps out of it. I mean, look, you could get 3 maps out of it. But then you would be pulling a Girabanya. We know how people don't love that. So, like, to me, I would think that there's never going to be expansion, but what we'll see is you could see either a future expansion having at least 1 map in there for story reasons, like kind of like what they did with Thavner, or they continue to explore it through side content. I mean, my question is, when do we go to Eorzean? I think they'll show a picture of 1 or 2 new areas. Yeah, definitely concept art for sure. If I'm not mistaken, they showed off Mare Lamentorum and, concept art for Mare Lamentorum. They showed off, Thavner and Labyrinthos when they showed off Sage. That whole thing was weird, though, also because, obviously, all the last FanFest was during COVID. Maybe I should rephrase it. Not what's your theories, what do you want them to show? Should be walking out in job gear? Yeah. Imagine him walking out in Geomancer or Blitzballer costume. I think Blitzballer is exceedingly unlikely. I think something Geomancer adjacent is incredibly likely. I do want to point out Geomancer adjacent. So, like, you know, if it's like a Mericidian Shaman, but it's effectively similar to Geomancer, it could be something like that. Why sad? What's wrong with Blitzballer's ranged GPS? I don't get the hate for Blitzballer. I get if there's other things you want more, but like I mean, a chemist would be more interesting. Like, I think a Blitzballer's visual identity is too similar to Dancer's, so I definitely think that doesn't make sense. What's wrong with it? It's not a meme to me. Like, that's what I'm trying. Like, people only treat Blitzballer as a meme job people who don't know 10 or people who have turned it into a meme because it's been some people have wanted it and it's been a joke for so long. The same way like Geomancer has become a joke for some people because of me. Or Necromancer. Like Necromancer actually has reasons why, but like Blitzballer actually has like a lot going on with it with Waka's stuff, the slot system, the different abilities it's got going on, the visual identity of what it is and all the stuff going on in Spira. Yes, have Sighting Arena would be much easier on this game. Yep. I insincerely want Blitzball myself, though I think it's likely only got Saucer. Yeah, if we get it, it's gonna be Saucer at most, I bet. I was upset Yoshi didn't walk out in Dancer job gear for Shadowbringers with all the revealing skin. Well, the solution is they just have to make both jobs revealing. Okay. Shall we then? Yeah, no. Let me think of a good analogy, V. Actually, I don't have a good analogy off the top of my head. But no, it's it would be tantamount to like adding Dancer, or like Dancer's not a meme. Dancer like has a history in the game that's like a very specific identity with like, well, they combine Dancer with Songstress, right? And so it's like Blitzballer is more like yes, it's a sport in that world, but it's like an actual occupation. It's actually one of the character's fighting styles and job, and not meant as a joke. Yeah. Just sad for yourself. Yeah, I mean that's fair. Look, let me rephrase it. If the point is you don't want Blitzballer because you'd much rather have anything, there's something else in specific like Chemist or whatever for ranged. Yeah, I can get behind that. I totally get that. It's what makes me sad is people objecting to it on fundamental grounds. You know, if it's because it's like the lowest tier of what you'd like, yeah, I can understand that. Hey, it's Shallowmore. Didn't we talk to Shallowmore? Talked to Shallowmore before for something. Did we talk to her facility subterranean? Your timing is impeccable, Lendriel. How do you manage to do that? How do you manage to do that? An intriguing job has been laid at our feet, and the client insists you be the one to take it up. That client? Why, none other than the East Aldenar Trading Company. The missive was dispatched from the Kuganay branch rather than Lord Lodorito's office, but it nevertheless carries a piquant scent of moneyed interests. Care to give it a read? It's gonna be a request to help, and then I bet you Hancock's got contacts in Hingashi proper, which is how we're gonna get in. Dear Elio, in the selfsame spirit of friendship which has defined our every interaction to date, it is my pleasure to extend to you a humble invitation. 'Tis because of your enduring efforts to save the star that we may benefit from the rarest of opportunities, for it was in service to your noble quest to build the good ship Ragnarok that I was able to forge a fruitful bond between myself and another of Hingashi's elite. This lord has seen fit to grant me, and a guest of my choosing, leave to go where few Eorzean have tread, beyond the bounds of Kuganay to the sacred slopes of Mount Rokkon itself. I cannot overstate the significance of this gesture, nor the allure of sights hitherto unseen by Western eyes, nor is it an exaggeration to say that no one is more deserving of this boon than your magnanimous self. I eagerly await our reunion at the gates of Bokairo Inn. Ever your faithful servant, Hancock Fitzgerald. Is it the first time we've got? I think we have an EE too. Hancock Fitzgerald. There's flattery, and then there's this. Seems there's a mountain in Hingashi to climb. Never thought the Hingans would crack open those gates. Guild talks, that's for damn sure. You'll be heading to Kuganay then, I take it? That's the plan. Perfect. I'll send word that you're on your way. Fair fortune and safe travels. You best come back with plenty of stories to tell, you hear? So Elio was the main character in Jobby Class actually Blitzballer, like you skilled it up, or was it just a sport game? So, the main character's a professional blitzballer, and his weapon isn't a blitzball. One of the other members in your thing who's also a professional blitzballer uses blitzball, but blitzball is like, it's like, the thing is, blitzball is like not just a sport that's played in this world. It's one of the few unifying themes, and it's actually used as part of the fundamental theme of Spira, of like the few times people can like connect and relax in the face of a kaiju that they cannot stop. Like, blitzball is just a sport, but the relationship to it is a touchstone for the main character and his father, who his father was also a professional player. Like, it's deeply woven into the game, its story, and it's and also like it's like mechanics. Like, you play it as part of the game's main story quest, and you also like, it's used as a weapon by technically more than one character. In your party, only one, but. So it's a whole thing. I guess it's similar likely to have a magical DPS anyway. Yeah, I mean, well, my guess is based on the pattern, right? If you look at it, magical DPS is the most likely. We haven't had one since Stormblood, and there's only 3. And we know that one of the things they liked about Sage is that they now have 4 healers, so they have 2 and 2, which makes balancing a little easier because they can kind of slot them into roles a little bit more. So we don't need, we just had a healer, so we're not getting a healer. We haven't had a caster since Stormblood, and also we only have 3, so a 4th makes a lot of sense. So what's the final slot? Well, tank doesn't make sense necessarily, because tanks are in a really good place, really balanced place. There's 4 of them, and we also had one in Shadowbringers. Melee DPS, we just had a Reaper. However, if they consider scouting a separate thing, we could imagine a scouting DPS. However, the main thing I would look to is, even though there was a ranged DPS with Dancer in Shadowbringers, ranged DPS makes, in some ways, the most sense, as there's only 3 of them as well. Getting important to the game, but like, Dancer has actually been a class in past games you can play. So yeah, me saying Blitzballer's job is like, well, but it is a job. Well, but the thing is, Dancer has barely been a job. It's only been a job in like 1 or like 2 games for the most part. Like, it's including mainline spin-offs, you know, then it gets different. But like, Blitzballer there are people who do it as like a job for like to answer your question, there are people who use Blitzballer as a job in 10. It is not just like a job where they make money, but I mean like a job in terms of combat system. Yes. Yeah. In fact, I would say there is more airtime and complexity given to Blitzballer as a job over the course of multiple Final Fantasies before 14 than there has been to Dancer. Dancer was mostly FF5, yeah. Oh, hey, it's C. 2. I don't mean it's a diegetic job. I mean like it's game. I know. Yeah. That's why I was trying to clarify that I was talking in terms of a game mechanic. It is a game mechanic job. Yeah. I guess Dancer at 11. No. So Dancer's 11. I forgot a lot of 11 Dancer. So no. More time has been spent on Dancer. That's fair. Thanks to that. But from a mechanical standpoint, Blitzballer has a lot you could do with it, especially if you think about the way in which Dancer has historically been synthesized with Songstress. A Blitzball can be a decent weapon in theory for ranged DPS. See, yes, but the question isn't can Blitzball be a ranged DPS, can the job be a non-meme job with a vibrant identity? And my answer is I think so. Pre-existing mechanical identity, yeah. And I think there's definitely a lot you could do with Blitzballer for mechanical identity, thanks to also the way that it's the mechanics around things like Jack Shot, the slot system, the overdrives, I think there's definitely a lot there. Ah, my dear Ledriel, it gladdens me to see you've returned to Eastern Shores. Not gonna lie, that's a good look for him. As you can see, preparations for our journey are well underway, partial though I am to the traditional Hingin kimono. If we are to climb mountain, 'twould be prudent to do so in comfort, as well as style. But I presume you would rather discuss matters of greater import than my attire. Fear not, my capable associates are ready and eager to brief you on the challenge ahead. It's interesting, I think they said that we were going to get 3 Criterion dungeons over the course of the 6.x patch. Maybe I'm making that up. I wonder if we'll get it for 5.5 since there'll be a longer content drought. We have researched the finest chambers of the inn for the occasion. So, let us reconvene away from all the hustle and bustle, shall we? Would Chalk be a good limit break 3? Yeah. I wouldn't suspect to be the last, and a lot of people aren't the last. I would suspect instead it'd be a vibrant art that existed in Mare City or something. Master Hancock, Master Landriel, we are most grateful to your aid in this matter. I am Tsubaki, and my Omyoji companion is called Tokimori. Oh, they're also bringing back more Omyoji stuff. Could also imagine Omyoji as a class. We are come to Kugane on behalf of Lord Uzumibi, who presides over Mount Rokkon and the surrounding lands. His lordship is the one I mentioned in my missive. Hearing of my interest in Far Eastern treasures, he knew at once that I would find the lure of the sacred peak irresistible. Ah, but I forget that you're not as familiar with these lands as I. Let us begin with the basics and expound upon the finer points as we go. Oh, cool. We're gonna get some. Ooh! Ooh! I love it. Oh, I'm taking a picture of this. This is the most high-res map of... Beautiful. I've only ever seen versions of it where I've up-resed it. The Rasen Kaikyo, you can actually read it. To orient our destination in your mind, we must first review Vingashi's geography. Koshu, Shishu. Of the many islands which comprise the nation, it is here on the western coast of Shishu, where Kugane serves as our shining beacon of commerce. Mount Rokkon, meanwhile, can be found far from the beloved city. Okay, so it is on the northern part of the island of Shishu. So we still won't be going to Koshu. Here in the northeastern corner of the isle, upon the slopes of the sacred mountain, sits Shoujo Temple, a monastery where monks gathered to train their bodies and souls. Alas, in defiance of this holy purpose, a horde of otherworldly demons have claimed the temple as their own. His lordship suspects that a collection of accursed treasures is to blame for this infestation, and in the far east, you see, 'tis believed that well-preserved objects may come into possess living souls after a time. These vessels turned kami are known as Tsukumogami. Tsukumogami. A Tsukumogami may, in turn, may attract or even maybe get other spirits. These Mononoke clearly have no regard for the sanctity of the mount, and so Lord Uzumibi desires a swift resolution. Compassionate soul that I am, I could not bear to stand idly by. But as a man of wealth and influence, base altruism is beneath us both. So I offered his aid to his lordship in a manner befitting our situations, by brokering a mutually beneficial arrangement. Simply put, should I find a way to rid the mountain of Mononoke, I may lay claim to any accursed treasures that I find. One man's trash is another man's takaramono. That's a Hingin for treasure, by the way. And here, my friend, is where you come in. During our jaunts to the mountain, you will serve as my bodyguard and slay any monstrous Mononoke we encounter. In exchange, you shall become one of the blessed few to bear witness to the wonders and terrors of Mount Rokkon. Fair deal? Yes? I'm sad that I can't choose an option as like, and my treasure is? You know, I've always wanted to explore more of Hingashi. That's our Warrior of Light. I knew you wouldn't disappoint. Now that the matter of Elio's participation is settled, might I inquire as to the current owner of these items, Mistress Tsubaki? Baki? Anyone else getting Sekiro vibes? The treasures were brought into the temple at the behest of Gorai, the head monk. Though his disciples doubt not that his intentions were pure, his actions have brought them great misfortune. Like you, Master Hancock, Gorai was an avid collector of antiques, and claimed that the Tsukumogami, who dwelled within them, ought to be worshipped. Driven by this fervent belief, he purchased all manner of items he deemed worthy of veneration. But as his collection grew, so too did certain troubling phenomena. An unholy shadow began to loom over the sacred mountain, and under this wicked veil were the Mononoke, emboldened to break their fetters. Fearing for their lives, the monks had no choice but to flee their home, defiled by demons. We could not allow the scourge to spread further, and sent our strongest warriors to slay the fiends, but few returned. Knowing that victory could not be attained by our forces alone, my lord bade us employ magics to contain the threat. Tokimori is one of the valiant few who returned from the temple. 'Tis thanks to his diligent reports that we know aught of Mount Rokkon's present state. Our orders were to find Gorai and convince him to part ways with his treasures, but our pleas fell on deaf ears. He was like a unto, an animal. I suspect any semblance of reason has left him. Like unto an animal. I thought Japanese word for a second. Though the seal was placed upon the mountain's endures, the Mononoke have ample time to corrupt the souls of those who could not make good their escape. Should you encounter any survivors, do not show them a modicum of mercy. It's too late. We have prepared our strongest falcons. Their keepers shall await you by the Bokaisen hot springs, and will summon the birds once your preparations are complete. A word of caution. The falcons fear the Mononoke, and I will refuse to fly close to the temple. They shall bring you to the foot of the mountain, but no further. Beyond that point, you will have to climb.
Many thanks, my friends. Now then, if we are to depart soon, I think it best we feast to our heart's content. One cannot slay demons on an empty stomach. Welcome back, Raven. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what the variant dungeon... The point of the variant dungeon was to explore parts of the lore and world that they weren't going to get to in the MSQ anytime soon, or necessarily planned to, but had a lot to delve into. That's why the first one was still D, right? There was so much history and lore for there to be explored in there, but that we never had gotten to. But when were we ever going to go to Still D during the MSQ for any reason? Like Still D Subterranean or any of that stuff. Like, it just didn't make sense. So the variant dungeons are that, you know.
My thanks once again for your assistance, Master Elio. Master Hancock had some business matters to attend to before your expedition. Once you are ready, I shall summon him. I feel compelled to warn you. Even in time of peace, the climb of Mount Rokkon is not for the faint of heart. I suggest you procure sufficient provisions, if you have not yet done so, and ensure that your equipment is in working order. Tokimori's disciples have been tasked with maintaining the mountain's wards. They will open the way for you upon your arrival. Speak with our falconer when you wish to depart. Though I must remain here, I shall be praying for your success.
Out Rokkon, now accessible.
Mount Rokkon is rife with dangers. Do not underestimate your enemies.
Okay, we're gonna do the variant dungeon. Do we have 2 more people who wanted to join? I believe Leaf did. I don't know if they're doing it or on their way. I love the design on the back of the guy's robes. Is that in-game at the moment? This robe? Yes. This robe is in-game. I don't know where it's from. Give me a second. I can look it up. It is the Nuetogi. Nuetogi. I don't know where to get it, though. Let's see if I can find it. It is from 3,000 wolf marks from the PvP arena. It's very easy to get. Hey, there's Steve. Okay, one more. For those of you who don't know what the white mage staff looks like, this is what it looks like. He's got it. It's dyed blue currently, though, which affects the fabric around it. And then that's the glow. Ooh, I may not like the colors and stuff. That is a much more like particly and like nuanced glow than historically we've had. I like that. I like the glow itself. I might actually use that for my white mage clan. Actually, that's pretty good. You know what? It's a new weapon. Let's go ahead and equip the Manderville for at least a little bit.
make sure to change the portrait though. Do we have one more? Anyone interested in coming? Let me check chat real quick. It matches the robes pretty nicely. It really does. Sounds good. Thanks, Skyla. I feel good that I haven't unlocked myself in bed. I'm sorry, Raven. Take care of yourself. Okay, I'm gonna do a fine. I'm gonna give it one more minute. Let myself eat another nugget. Yeah, I mean, I know it's the middle of the workday for most people. I just know we have EU folks and stuff. Sounds good, Musico. We'll go for for now we'll just do the three of us then. That'll be totally fine. Am I ready? Check. Just checking that everyone's got food. Cool. Perfect seed. Right, it's under... No, it's not under that. It's under the variant dungeon system. Where is that? Duty? There it is, yeah. Okay. Cure will be good if I need it. I know C's a little worried about dying, so we can do that. It should be helpful for that. And then Valiant Spark. What was the other option? Valiant. Oh, Variant Raise actually might be helpful. Yeah, I definitely don't need that. Well, honestly, if we got V, we should be fine without Raise. The heal actually would probably be the most important thing. Nice thing is it scales. Yeah, exactly, V. I think because it scales, let's just do us three. That'll be fine. Okay. Yeah, especially us three, especially if we want lore. Yeah, V, you're totally right. Oh, it's so beautiful. Reminds me of Tokugawa's shrine. Tokugawa Jingumai. Variant Dungeon, Mount Rokkon. Three paths to be unsealed at our behest. Whither shall we wander? Oh, I love this version of the Kugane theme. Okay. Hancock says that we should try this one first. You thought to go down this path as well. How reassuring. The portal, if you would, good sir. Seal of shadow, reveal thy path. Excellent. Let us be about it. It's so funny. There are parts of Japan that just look like this. Like, straight up, I can tell you firsthand. There's an area in Kyoto that just looks like this. How pleasingly picturesque. Had we no demons to slay, I would suggest a more leisurely stroll. I shall leave the martial matters to you. Are we able to go on? I remember there was a bamboo forest. I think it's over by Kin or Ginkakuji in Kyoto. It's very, very pretty.
I shudder to think of the chaos should those creatures find their way to civilization. Shishu Koja. Yeah, okay. I remember seeing that in their names in Japanese during the live letter and saying Shishu. Right, so I remember literally pointing out that it was going to be Shishu. I feel like I should have remembered that. Wonder what the other paths are like. I suppose we're obliged to take the scenic route. So many horrors, so little time. Oh man, dude, that silly subterranean version of From the Sun, the Hydaelyn theme is so good, and this is so good. That ahead is Shoujo Temple, home to Gorai and his accursed collection. Man, I'm now just excited just for the musical renditions for each Criterion dungeon. If only we had time for typical ablutions, but a proper pilgrimage must wait for another day. Yeah, usually this would be the part where you go, I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen. But now treasure awaits, as do the monks, and his minions, of course. Do have care. So this is a bell. It can be for prayer for a couple things. This temple, based on its style, based like on the interior stuff, I think it's supposed to be more akin to some of the Buddhist temples rather than the Shinto temples. But so like this is where you'd grab those water cups and you would take water from here and you could wash your hands, like cleanse yourself. Not like wash it's more like a spiritual cleansing than anything. Interesting. Which do we pick? Here's what happens if we pull the rope. Sounds good, V, thanks. I admit that I was equally tempted to pull the rope, though part of me wishes you hadn't. Yozakura, the fleeting. It shall be mine! Mine, I say! You cannot have it! Would that we had arrived sooner. Judging by her supernatural size, the demons have already taken the boar shinobi. She must be in the thrall of a treasure. A promising lead, though at an unfortunate cost. Yozakura. What is the yo? Zakura, like it's Sakura. The dance of 1,000 petals begins with a single blossom. Senbon Sakura. I wonder if it's like night Sakura. Wayward flowers bend to my will. Okay. So what does the green do? There's green, it's air. Spring is gonna... Okay. So wind, okay, so wind's she does the donut around her. Come forth, dear friends, and beguile mine enemies. Look at them, they're so cute! Like little friends for Deadpool. Do they blast in lines? Oh, look away. I should like to part their fluffy little heads, but a well-trained pup would go to great lengths to protect its master.
brought that revive.
Okay. The dance of 1,000 petals begins with a single blossom. The blossoms must be enchanted. Keep a watchful eye on how they fly, Lendriel.
Lightning. Water. Wind. Fire. Okay, lightning, wind. Woo! Yuge runs. Oh, wait, why did it spawn her outside? Okay, it's weird because the lightning did the same as wind last time. Maybe it's just, oh, maybe it's just the opposite corners. Okay, but... Good job, guys. Sorry about that, V. I don't know what happened there. The statue keeps silent vigil in their master's absence, but they are not the treasures we seek. Onward. The temple stretches on even further. Step lively, Elio. We plan to explore. Interesting. I wonder if even the inner sanctum is plagued with demons. If any who remain did survive, I would be nothing short of a miracle. Oh, hey, these are from the Heavenson. The tiger you fought, the tiger thing that you fought during the. Breathtaking. 'Tis though the majestic tiger depicts might pounce off the screen at any. Oh, yep, just like in the event. That was not an invitation. Your assistance, please. Why I feared that would be the end of me. Oof. A
precious pile of crates is a mountain unto itself. This temple is the pinnacle of picturesque.
Again, it's funny because there are just places in Japan that actually do just kind of look like this. I mean, it's a little, like, a lot of some of the levels here are a little wide. Like, the actual, like, main antechambers are a lot of times smaller. But, like, in general, the gist is... I mean, it's not everywhere, right? But, like, there are shrines, like, there's Shinto and Buddhist shrines in a lot of places in Japan.
No! Spare me! I beg of you! I repent! I repent! Spare me, and you shall have safe passage!
Very well. We have a deal.
Many thanks! Come, this way! This way! Oh, yes! This way.
Oh?
Somehow I doubt the brute has learned his lesson. Let us continue on.
Man, I do really feel like... Huh. Weird. Was that supposed to open a way somehow? Oh, that's cool. I like that. Hall of Becoming. Oh, is it already at the first end? Oh. Yeah, I guess they aren't that long. Mononoke, Godai the Uncaged. Nezumi!
Nezumi with the shamisen!
Rocking out Nezumi!
Oh no, he's cute. These treasures are mine, all mine. You should not sully their brilliance. You should not sully their brilliance. The head monk, I take it, and bearing a form befitting his proclivities.
Flickering flame. Okay, so he's charging them. Okay, so shamisen symbol means what? Okay, the shamisen means they widen. Okay. Dude, this reminds me of Leviathan's theme. Okay, what's blue mean?
Oh, it's the beginning from the Stormblood theme. Oh, that's what it is. The beginning of the Stormblood theme, like the trailer.
Okay, so they're gonna get bigger. Yep. Okay, but this one's gonna be different. Now they're gonna... They move, but how much do they move for blue? Do they swap sides? Okay, it is just invert. Okay.
No, Mom. No mercy. No mercy. You thought you were free of me. Beads to bind the spirit's form with these words, be reborn. My blessings are your curse.
Okay. Page to transform into a petrol jewel when the suspected effect cancels upon being hit by a certain action. Okay. Okay, so it's they do it for any of the form. What the problem was, the first one looked like squirrel, and then there was the other ones that didn't. So I was expecting there to be another set of debuff.
You yet stand?
Oh boy. Okay. Get ready to swap over. Blue just means they flip-flop. Whatever's damaging is safe, whatever's safe is damaging. Red means that it expands. Okay, red is gonna expand. 7. Yeah, but it goes from being an AoE to donut. That's what flops. So AoE becomes a donut because outside was safe and inside is dangerous, to now inside is safe and outside is dangerous. Guys, it's not we can all be in it, by the way. It's not only one of us takes it for the debuff, because it's the timers are all short. It's just that you have to be hit by it. There's only ever gonna be 3. Okay, flip flop. I guess technically I don't have to wait, I can just stand in it. It's not just donut. The lines also swap. Everything swaps for blue. It just swaps. Dangerous. What was dangerous becomes safe. What was safe becomes dangerous. Right, but the donut's only one of the mechanics. There's a second mechanic. The lines are also there. You have to dodge them as well. So here, I'll point this out. Okay. It's blue. This line is gonna swap, and the donut's gonna swap. So I can stand right here where it's dangerous for both. And then he's gonna do red, so everything will expand. And then for the animal mechanic, you're gonna get 3 debuffs, and there's gonna be 3 meteors coming down. And you have to stand in each one while dodging his other attacks. No, my precious treasures! Both master and minion is restable to the last. Tokimori's words ring true. These creatures allow for not a modicum of mercy. With your victory, we may now free the mountains of Gorai's influence, liberating these treasures from his collection, of course. Any one of them may have harbored spiritual forces, perhaps all of them. It would certainly explain Gorai's impressive transformation. As for which deserves a place in my collection, Gorai's Biwa, of course, a fine addition. And with that, we may be on our way. Your company has always been a pleasure. Okay. Did we have someone else who was gonna join? Yeah, any moment Lee's gonna show up. Wait, Stormblood trailer music? Yeah. It's the biggest rat that makes all the rules. Splinter. Wonder if the other bosses will be the Chinese Zodiac themed. I don't. Maybe. Because they've kind of implemented like aspects of that. There's also the Japanese like Zodiac stuff, and also the like different Shinto animals in Shintoism and kind of like what they represent. So it could be, or it could be just that. Sounds good, Mizuko. What if the other bosses will? Yeah. Cool. Mizuko, when did we get the last... Can I get an update from you if you're on your way? Cool. Do you want to run again right away, or should I do the follow-up store quest? We could do either or. Mizuko is queuing in also. Okay. I'll do it real quick then.
Master Elio, full glad I might see you hailing home. I espied Master Hancock's falcon in the distance, but its movements has appeared awfully erratic. We can but hope they land safely. Terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting. Our souvenir was a tad more cumbersome than I realized, but as you can see, we are none the worse for my misjudgment. Indeed, you are not, Master Hancock. My lord will be pleased to hear of your return and your success, I presume. 'Twas Elio's victory as my own, but then I knew few demons would be no match for a slayer of gods such as he. Honestly, for all its perils, I found the journey quite invigorating. I had high expectations for Shoujo Temple, yet had managed to surpass them with ease. I shall not soon forget the silent crowd of Setuary, the very picture of divine tranquility. Would that Gorai still had its wits about him, that I could discuss the collection with fellow experts. Alas, the poor man was too far gone. In any case, the people of Shishu can rest easy, knowing a great Mononoke has been consigned to oblivion. But we, my friends, have many moms to go before we sleep. There were several paths we eschewed, were there not? The mind races to imagine what other delights we may yet behold. Indeed, a number of treasures remain unaccounted for, and the demons are like to linger until their masters are slain. Precisely. But take heart, Mistress Tsubaki, for Elio shall not rest until these villains trouble the small folk no longer. He shall sally forth again and again until treasures which drew them thither have been secured, and my new collection is complete. Alas, time waits for no man, and the business for no merchant. I must away, but when next you wish to take Mount Rokkon by storm, you need only say the word. Before you do, however, you might consider sharing the tale of our exploits with Mistress Shalomore. The missive I received indicated a rather strong preference in that regard. What minis you painting, lady? Oh, cool. Hey, music goes here. Sweet. There is a follow-up, though. You also do have to go speak with Shalomore. Okay. Wait, is each run 25? That's actually pretty good. Okay, I am going to switch to Berets, just so I can help with that. Sweet. Cowboys from a zombie survivor board game. That's... wow. Okay, shall we do the left route? Oh, I'm sure C is just loading in. Interesting mechanics, yeah. Oh, he's recommending this one. What is it? Character? What is it under? Character setting, general.
skip playback. A path straight up the holy mountain, is it? How refreshingly dangerous. Oh, I think this is the one Yoshi P did. Ah! Oh, just Seedkin. Very beautiful. It's interesting. So far, it's very beautiful, but there's actually less lore for it than Sildee. Maybe that's just because a lot of it's just kind of like Japan. Ah, there's our quarry. Fucking gorgeous. Might be bips and bobs in the journal though once we look through it. That's where some of the juiciest stuff for that came from. Oh, someone said something about Girabanya earlier. I really hope all the city-states get very attention attached to them. Explore Gilmore and Ruin for Gridania. Maybe some add to the red magic Girabanya. Yeah, definitely. I think there's multiple things you could do. I think you could further go into Skalin stuff in Girabanya. You could do Ogomoro for... Why these tales stretch out for moms? Would that they were not alive with the sound of demons. You could Ogomoro for Limpsa. You could do... For Ishgard, you could do a lot of the ruins between Man and Dragon. From 1,000 years ago, but... what's another good example? I don't know. Right now with Charlene, I mean, we've already gone to Hom. We've gone to... Basically, going to Yorn would be the one thing, right, at this point? Because Val is gone. We went to... We're already on Charlene, the main island, obviously. The Hingans call these clay figures Dolgu. Oh, those are from ancient Japan. But why is one here of all places? Like the, I think like 11th century and earlier. Rokkon Sentinel. If you've ever like seen the like gyods in, the things in Animal Crossing, the things, they're the Jomon era. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, C. Yeah, C knows their shit. Those are the inspiration for him. If that Dogu turns on us, its extermination shall be your responsibility. I hope you know. Untouched spring. Well, if we touch, is that a problem? Cool. I was thinking if that did. I wonder if there's emotes you can do that do something, or I wonder if because we took the Dogu, the Sentinel, the waters there don't do anything. I wonder if you have to touch those before engaging with it. Sure, we'll figure out the path eventually. Well, it's touched now. Okay, so real quick before we go in, so for her, it seems like the elements are what you have to pay attention to. So for instance, I think it seems like maybe the water creates the donut, or maybe she always does a donut. Then wind and lightning are radial in different directions, and then I don't know what fire is. Re-up food if you need it. Although our mechanics might be different because we're on a different one.
Would that we had arrived sooner.
Okay, it's just like the last time. Art of the Wind Blossom. Okay, this is different. Oh, okay, it's gonna be the order. Okay, so it's... Yeah, and then she does that, and then she does the third one. That's the order of it, okay. Okay, so that's gonna be water and wind, so in theory it should be in for donut. And then there's gonna be radials. Okay, it's her ninjutsu that's the radial, it seems. Or is the what causes the donut? Because she does the same hand signs as she does when she did the donut the first time around, so there's always the donut. I don't know what the elements are for them. Wait, what do you mean I can't? Oh, it was purple. That means you can't arm's length it. That's stupid. Based on the fact that the Fire Blossom is an AoE, and maybe when if she uses fire, it's a ring, but I don't know how you dodge a ring and a donut, so that seems unlikely. Okay, fire and water, what's that mean? Okay. That is it. And then in for these. Okay. Fire is a AoE. Like when she did it the first time. Or like when she did it alone, okay. There are a few more things more breathtaking than the autumnal leaves, and if they are out of season. The influence of the treasure, I suspect. Thank you, V. Yeah, friendly reminder that you have to loot the chests. Oh, I got a planetary lantern. You have to loot the chest yourself, because it's personal loot. And just like that, the scenery is ruined. So wind and lightning, or wind and fire are what matter because of the difference between donut and not donut, because water didn't change it. So I wonder what the lightning water actually do affect. Wonder if they like the angle of the radii, the radial blasts or something. Or something else I missed. Oh hey. wonder if we can play something in there in the future. Oh yeah, because we would need something to play something there for something to grow through here. Interesting. Do I have the Dogu in my... No, I don't. I understand you adventurers enjoy the roads less traveled, but... And there he goes. Courage, Hancock. Yeah, you can switch any job, yeah. It's a tranquil place, these mountain heights. By the look of it, I presume it is not the path that many tread. Of our fallen brothers. Tis not the first of those stones we've encountered. Do they serve as a shrine of some sort? What is that lodged in the statue? I wonder if we could knock over that stone if we go the other way. I bet you that's what happens. Is that a chimera? That's a snake tail. Mononoke Shisho. Shishio. White something. Y'all were in the same clan. Let's do it. Gods be good. I know not how, but the statue has awakened, and it did not wake on the right side of the proverbial bed. And if I die, we start wiping. I will either res or wipe. Just a moment, I have read this before. If I'm not mistaken, the Mononoke is Shisho, king among Nue. Okay. Once on Rokujo. What? And they start, oh god, blowing up in sequence. It's gonna be a different set of angles, I'm assuming? Ah, here we go. Damn, boy, he thick. He's a thick ass boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Woo! Wait to see who re-reses. Oh, that's interesting. My Blade of Faith, my Confiteor stage will actually count towards Ver Rays. Or sorry, Variant Rays. Oh boy. Get ready to move. Always remember, damage doesn't matter if you're dead. Limit break at will. Suppose facing doesn't matter. We don't have any melee DPS. Oh boy. Oh boy. Got me. I got Misugo. Let me help heal. Dude, these bosses are gonna be, well, I shouldn't say they're gonna be fun in Criterion, because the problem is, like, a harder version of the mechanics is fun, but, like, a savage version of the mechanics isn't always fun. Good job, guys. Hey, triple triad card. One, in fact, tells the way, a deed fit for legend, quite literally, for she show appears in countless Incan myths. One, in fact, tells a wayfaring warrior who triumphed over it long ago. I wonder if that's Tenzin. As such, I was aware that its harrowing cry would warp the very earth, but to see it firsthand is wholly a different beast. I'm sure you agree. Though the creature bore none of the Gorai's treasures, we can take comfort in the knowledge that it will terrorize Lord Uzumi's people no more, and in no less valuable artifacts we have spotted over the course of our journey to the summit. Naturally. All that remains is to carry the spoils to our wanting falcons. I trust I can count on you. Mythical beast feared in Hingashi since the days of yore. This creature figures in over 100 legends, while some believe it to be the king of the Nue. Others insist it's a manifestation of fear itself, born from the quavering hearts of men who have heard the cries that reverberate amongst the mountains of Shishu at night. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like most of the lore that we're going to learn if we learn lore is going to be rooted in those entries, these entries. Hey, Raven. Hey, Rydia. Wait, I can play triple triad with him? Damn, that was wild. How do you even see? I mean, you just look, you know? T-stream, tactics, and lore, they do it all. Can I not open it here? I don't think I can. Okay, I'll have to open it later. Okay. Let's go down the final path. Dang it. I love these. I wish there was a version between Criterion and Variant. Like, I want a harder version of them, but I don't want a version that requires, like, 4 people to perfectly enact a dance. I want mechanics where it's more about adapt rather than having to execute a perfect, like, you know, the perfect dance. Sometimes I want that perfect dance, you know? Nah, man, we already been down that path. We're going somewhere new. Interested in a different path, I see. The portal, if you would, good sir. EX levels of Savage, yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Let us be about it. I'm sad because, like, they have Savage Criterion, right? So I feel like Criterion is supposed to be EX level, but it doesn't quite feel that way. A grand gate. What lies beyond, I wonder? I wonder if it'll feel that way in the future when gear... Like, I haven't gone back and done Criterion over the past couple patches. I wonder if the new gear will make it feel less bad. I mean, like, the mechanics are still hard, but there might be more recoverability and go faster. Man, I now want to go back to Japan. I spy a most promising pagoda. Let us make it our destination. Mysterious. I know, Jade has. Or at least that was my understanding. Here's if anyone in Stathix had success in the Criterion ones. More like divides into diff types of content for people. Yeah. Yeah, the main time I was there was in, I think, 2015, Kiko. I was only there for a couple weeks. Lovely time, though. Okay. No, my climbing against the tire is soaked. Okay, but if this tower gets struck by lightning, can we just get a straight up... What, curious creatures. They must have been emboldened by the terrible torrents. Are we gonna get like a Keen or Ginkakuji sort of situation going on here? Because if so, please. Now we go for freedom. I mean, the thing is, you could easily spend a couple weeks just in Tokyo. Mountain weather is wont to change on a whim, but is not nature's whim at work here. Okay, she's gonna have at least one other new mechanic this time, so be ready for it. Fire is an AoE, so get away from her. Wind is donut, I think. I hope that's right. I'll pay attention to her hand signs this time. She's surrounded by wind, and yep, okay. Wind is donut. Bunshin. Okay, so this is the new one. Okay. How's it work? Be ready if the elements fire, get out first. The elements wind, get in. The blossoms, yeah. Fire and water out. Booyah. And then lightning is cardinals and water is intercardinals. In terms of where it attacks. I mean, is this as simple as just stepping out of her attack? Ah, there's the extra element. Whoa! Scary ball. Okay, so the trick there is that it wants you to forget the shadows are there. Thank the kami, the rains have ceased. We should make shelter ere the thunderstorms. Maybe I misunderstood your point, V. Curious if anyone in Statics had success with the Criterion ones. Like, wow. So, like, you mean if people, like, split into 4 and 4 from Statics and did that? I don't know. I assume so. Yeah, it's definitely meant to be more of a different type of content. I think part of it is, if I had to wager, I guess, there must be temples of stores rather than spacious, aren't they? Oh dear, they've raided the place. I think it's probably that most of the idea is that people would be able to do it even if they weren't in a static. It wouldn't be as hard to get people together, and so many people use Party Finder anyways, you know? You largely like statics don't bother. Yeah, I think you're right. Even though it's evenly divisible. Yeah, definitely. Damn, good to glad to have you. If content with fewer people means less room for any individuals. Yeah, but that's a different conversation about, it's more about, you don't see a lot of statics do something like split into 2 groups to do it, right? You instead, people kind of like do it on their own, as their own thing. Were I a treasure, cursed or no, I imagine I would abide within these walls. But where? The other problem, though, Tam, is that while that's true, and that's one of the reasons I was excited for Criterion, part of the problem is that they then make the responsibility much harder. Under the auspices of 2 auspices, as it were. Curious. So, like, even though there's now 4 instead of 8, what they've done is make the 4 even harder. You know? So the glass serves as a magic doorknob of sorts. The monks were certainly inventive. Right, but that's the point that was being made. Right, Tam? Like, V's point is that it ends up being basically effectively a different kind of content. If instead of something that is, like, splittable from raids or like, savages. You two are connoisseurs of Far Eastern maps, I trust. Terribly charming how the 4 lords are shown ruling the cardinal directions. Wait, where's the map? Where's the map? Don't mention a map and then not map me. God damn it, Hancock. Hancock cock blocked me. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh ho! The wicked presence is no more. Woo, that's pretty. Yoink. Yeah. I mean, isn't that the way of an adventure in an MMO, though? Are we fighting cursed armor? Please tell me we're fighting cursed armor. Cursed armor! Mononoke, Moko the Restless.
Face me and I shall grant you an honorable death. I, Kyobu Oniwa. Wait, what?
I see no clockwork mechanisms. We've an honest Takami Mononoke on our hands. I'm sad there's been no Mononoke Hime jokes yet.
My blade thirsts for mortal blood. Yaikasumikuyiri.
Mark where the armor readies its blade. Though it has quite a reach, it cannot strike everywhere at once. Okay, that was behind it. But I tried to do that a second ago and then it was wrong. The bloodlust is palpable. Have care, Elio. I shall be right here at a reasonably safe distance cheering you on. Oh, they're out of sync with each other. They may have strength in numbers, but not to worry not. If you can not beat them, dodge them, I say.
Oh boy.
The chorus of steel rings eternal.
Double custom getting?
So is it...
Is it just what points on the floor? Okay, and then he flips for a double. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Okay, I, for once, actually genuinely have no idea. My blade is inescapable.
It's based on the arrow
And the sign over his head.
But which way is the strike? No, I know there's an indicate, guys. I can see those things. I do not understand. I do not understand how they correlate. See, like that's forward and that's side. So why is it back there?
War is a sea of sorrow, and you shall drown.
I can see the purple and yellow, but a couple of the times when I followed looking at the purple was wrong. So that's what I'm trying to understand, like what the actual arrangement is.
I may just be having a problem with perspective or something here.
The chorus of steel rings eternal.
Okay. Because see, I look here and that seems to be the opening. And then it swaps around to that. Oh, I was too early. But why when I followed it one of the times and that wasn't correct, and I don't know why. See, like it's rotating. See, like... I literally just like was walking there and it rotated in a way where it showed, when I was standing in there, it showed it over here instead of there. V, that's fine. I'm trying to talk to chat. Excellent work, Elio. I knew for the first you would emerge victor. What, pray tell, is that? Is that look for? Yeah. Now go. Like I'm not asking anyone who's in the thing to explain while we're in the middle of the thing. I'm trying to talk out, figuring it out. That is what I was, the process of what I'm doing. Yeah, the arrow is the direction he's pointing forward, and then the if the purple is the opening, though, sometimes literally I would be standing looking at it like this, and it would be pointing this way. Yeah, no, okay. I get that. My confusion is literally there were a couple times when the symbol over his head would not, I'm not talking about when he did a double and it would rotate north or south or whatever. I'm saying like sometimes I would be standing, it would be pointing, the open slot would be south. And then I would step into south, and all of a sudden it would like rotate a little bit perspective-wise. Are you talking about for the double or for the normal? Because I'm just talking about literally the first strike. It literally the first strike. There were parts where the purple was would just start angling oddly based on my perspective. So like literally on my screen, it's supposed to be north-south, but all of a sudden the purple above his head would start to point east or west. Yeah, I don't know if it's because of how I move my camera around or something, but like literally the reason I was confused is I would be following exactly that, because it seems like the obvious thing seems to be that it should be, hey, look where the purple is, look at his orientation of his body with the arrow, and then look at where the purple is with the open cone, right? But like, then it would like, I'd get to the safe spot and all of a sudden it would swap on me, and I don't mean when he does the double and it swaps. I mean like literally before anything's going off or changing. I know I'm just, north-south was an example. I understand that it's... I'm gonna go back through my own stream to like pull up what I'm talking about. Yeah, like I literally have it. Yeah, like I literally have a picture of it. So like I literally have a picture where I'm standing in the safe spot for the purple, and it's saying it's fine, and then all of a sudden because I changed my camera rotation, it says a different spot is safe. let me show what I'm talking about. Man, this is some Inception going on right here. But okay, so this part. So see, you can see on my screen, this points here. So like arrows forward, this saves here. And then I turn and it starts turning. Like because I'm rotating my camera around, it turns. Arrows here, it spawns here. And then the purple's rotating around to all of a sudden it's this, but it's like with the rotation of my camera. So it's hard to like tell, wait, what's supposed to be then? I know, I'm not talking about the ground. The main point is the purple. I understand that. Like, here, I understand that the main point is the purple. I was not focusing on the yellow. My main point is I'm focusing on the purple. Everything I'm saying, I know, I can ignore the yellow, right? But ignoring the yellow, see, look, there. Watch, see, purple's facing this way. When I move, it's now facing, the open is facing this way. That's very confusing that it rotates with me instead of being absolute. Okay, let me reframe this. I understand now that the point is this arrow is this arrow, and because of that, this area is safe. I understand this is that you looked and matched those arrows and then you stand in safety. What I am saying is it's very confusing that the arrow rotates around him instead of being in an absolute direction for me. And I get that from a standpoint of absolute direction. What it's saying is this, and this does not change, ergo this does not change. It is still very, like, throws me off that this rotates. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. The fact that it's not just a symbol overhead that is unilaterally directional, the fact that it rotates with me is very disorienting. Right, I can process that, but okay, my brain can process. My brain can process pretty quickly. This. Okay, hey, this is upside down, this is here, this is there, this is facing north, which means that's safe, but it's reversed, so it's over here. Like, I can do that fast. It throws my brain off very hardcore that this rotates with me. Yeah. I'm just clarifying. Well, I'm clarifying because, like, I have a problem with how this is done. Right? It's not, there's nothing that needs to be explained to me. My problem with how it's like the fundamental thing that it rotates with you is distracting. Oh, we lost feet. Okay. Well, honestly, we did each path now, so, and I have an appointment in about 2 hours, so. So we should probably wrap it up there. I know, friendly reminder, Saturday is the cooking stream. We're going to be off for streams next week, obviously, because we have FanFest coming up this weekend. Very exciting. Usual things. If you want to support us, you can watch our videos on the channel. You can go hop on over to patreon.com, drop us a couple dollars to get your name in the credits above my head as well at the end of videos. You can join our Discord, discord.gg/Eorzean. Yeah, it'd be definitely nice to be there just stay in the screen. Yeah, okay. No, we're all on the same page. I'm sorry. I'm intense because I'm overly focused. It was more just clarity. Yeah. Awesome, Raven. I'm glad you had a good time. I don't really have much to say. Yeah, this was very interesting. Thank you, V, for doing all this stuff. Yeah, if the image, let me put it this way. I'm trying to think of a better way to explain it. Not that you guys need to explain it. I think you guys understand, but it's more like just clarity, right? Having it like be an element that rotates is more distracting than it is helpful for me. I can imagine a world in which that doesn't bother anyone because it would actually be worse if you had to face directly on or directly behind in order to see the image at all. But like having it blasted on a wall or something would be maybe more helpful for me. I mean, camera, so that would totally get me too if it was me, yeah. And maybe the problem is I just move my camera a lot, because I mean, I literally, I don't even move forward with W most of the time. I move forward with, like, both my mouse's buttons clicked. Like. Yeah, party mark in your head would be a good example, yeah. Yukio, good to see, glad to have you. 6.45 was a lot of fun. Hildibrand, unsurprisingly, a good old time. Mount Rokkon, great. I'm a little sad. I mean, there may be some really good stuff in the book. How do I open it up? Okay, how the fuck do I open this up? Wait, why can I not? Oh, I probably can't open it until I finish the quest. But, like, there may be some good stuff in that, but for the most part, it's actually pretty lore light, which was kind of sad. It is just like a Danger Dorito. Yeah, but a Danger Dorito doesn't have a directional element to it. Like, it's okay that this rotates in space, but if there was an element that was you need to follow the Danger Dorito and it's going to have a directional aspect to it, and you need to cross-check that directional aspect with something that's static below them, I need to I need to know that this is north, and I need to know that this is that. It changing and swapping all over the place is more distracting than helpful. Right? For me. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, for a good example is like, so like this is all relative. It's good that it's relative for like a Danger Dorito. Cool. I'm gonna head off then, guys. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your time. Don't forget to use the looking for group over in the Discord if you want to do Rokkon with the other people. Maybe if I have some time, I'll hop on and do some more with peeps too. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your afternoons and your Wednesdays. Yeah. Oh, Monday, Tuesday usually stream. Won't be next week, but tomorrow should be me and Neri starting Final Fantasy V if you want to watch us play it. Yeah. Have a good time, everybody. Cheers.